Stay the fuck out of nigga line. Hey, don't swear, don't swear, hey, don't swear. Push line.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast, episode 28. I'm Darius. I'm here with my cousin Jimmie. What's up,
Oh,
Jimmie? How you feeling? How you living, cuz?
feeling real good on a early Sunday fun day, fellas. It's feeling like a smooth week, a smooth month on the way. Can't get ready to run it down with y'all any other way on a Sunday. A jam-packed one. Let 'em- let me add that in too. Let's get it popping. How about you? What's up, Don?
What's good, Don?
Uh, you know, I watched my Miami Heat lose last night to the bum ass Magic, and I came to the realization Jimmy Butler might need to ask to get traded up out of here because this is some nonsense, like y'all say, nigga nonsense that's going down there in South
No,
Beach.
Early,
like
damn. We
Cuz
brought
says,
up nigga nonsense within the first minute of the episode.
I'm just, bro had to walk off the court with 10 seconds left because it's like he put up 38, nobody else put up over 15, I believe. It was ridiculous.
Oh man.
Don,
Oh man.
before you speak, cuz, but Don, waking up, it's hard to get up sometimes in the morning. Sometimes I try to lean on this coffee, but the nonsense you just said, it
What
just
nonsense? What
like
nonsense did I?
134, 5, 6, and like it's already
What
you're
nonsense did I
boiling, you're
say?
grinding my gears, man. Like
What nonsense did I say?
Jimmy Butler asking for a trade from the organization. First off, you love Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra. Like there's a lot of
Okay,
reasons to stay. Bam, Tyler Hero. The future is
Tyler Hero,
help him age gracefully. And I'm about to speak on someone who can add to that roster. But go ahead.
bro, they have been trash. Like literally, they're like number 7 right now. Probably about to be 8 because the Hawks are getting close up on them. Like the Heat are not that no more, bro. Like the East is too talented. Jimmy Butler is the great player. Bam is inconsistent. Tyler Hero is inconsistent. We got your favorite player, Kyle Lowry, just came back last night. Like, what we doing, man? Like,
That's
our
Jimmy
bench,
boy.
yeah, like you know how Baker and Russ is your boy. It's just like, what are we doing here, man? Like,
You actually claimed it, cuz. Wow.
I'm about to get,
you know,
I'm about to hit Baker up and be like, yo, you
hey,
come through to the pod, man. Come through to
yeah,
the pod, Baker.
come through, so I can tell him that he's washed.
Wow,
Yo.
wow, don't disrespect my boy.
Wow. We haven't even
Hey,
seen the best of
he
Baker.
he he your boy until it come to join the Falcons. Nah, he good.
Yeah.
Nah, nah.
Hey,
We moving in a different direction right now.
Yeah.
I know you seen them. I know you seen them reports that C.J. Stroud might be going to the Panthers.
I'm not worried about CJ. Yo, I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be surprised. You gonna be surprised, but I'm not when they pick Anthony Richardson.
Mm.
They gonna do if
Hey,
you know
Jimmy,
what, if Frank Wright wasn't the coach, I would have said they definitely picking Anthony Richardson. But because he is, I can see them picking Stroud.
Jimmy, he is scared for his life down there because I sat there. I looked at the reports. They said they're at the number one pick. The odds are changed to C.J. Stroud, and I remember he was sitting there saying, "Oh, if Baltimore gets one of these guys, they're probably still going to be just as good." Don't be
Yeah.
scared, bro. If they come to the Carolina, if they come to the Panthers, it'll be all right. Y'all just gonna get your ass smacked every day.
Don't be surprised when you see Lamar Jackson on a different team than the Ravens, and they are forced
That's
to go
fine.
with a quarterback.
Yo. So Lamar on the Panthers. Would you be afraid or
Yeah, I'd be afraid if Lamar go to
okay?
the
Okay.
Panthers. That's the only way I'm afraid of
Change
if
your
Lamar
tune
go
just
to
a little bit.
if Lamar go to the Panthers, man. Come on,
Hey,
man.
that's a sign that your team is weak as hell. Because I ain't worried about Lamar in my division. I just want him gone.
God.
Wait a
Oh
second.
God.
Hey, I don't worry about
Wait a second.
nobody in my division. You know why? Because we really like that.
Let's not
Read
get on
some
his
in there.
Bengals. See how he always slides it in.
I didn't say no
Just pull it
names.
right
I
back
said
up,
no
man.
names.
Yeah,
I said no
Flow.
names. I
but
said no names.
Get out of here.
Don, what we got?
And I would like everybody to like, subscribe, comment, leave 5 stars on Apple, Spotify, share it, send it to everybody you know, and let's get this thing started.
Let's do it, Jimmy. What we running down today?
We have That man, Lamar Jackson, we just were speaking on him, a special individual. All these teams making a mistake. The teams at the lower end of the spectrum saying they are done.
The
So
bottom.
can't, yeah, the lower end, not the bottom, the lower end.
No, the
I get
bottom,
you.
like the
Come on,
Falcons, like
come
the
on.
Bears,
And from there, we will segue into the free agents. 15 specific free agents that we will chop up about and discuss potentially where they'll go as free agency kicks off this upcoming week. And from there, we'll go to overrated, underrated, the most overrated or underrated player of all time. You're talking about NBA and
Mm.
the NFL. A little mix here. Sometimes it's good to mix two meals together. Your stomach may hurt a little bit, but it'll be okay. And we'll go to number 4 with the NBA free agency that's coming up. It's not a coveted class, we would say, but these guys can really change the balance of power within the East and the West, especially the East going forward in these next couple of years. What teams will these guys go to? And we will close it out with 32 teams in 10 weeks, 3 per week. We will run it down with the Falcons. Yes, the Falcons, the Panthers, and those Raiders. For whatever reason, Cuz is repping them today, but and he doesn't have to.
Hey, and the thing about it is, he didn't even want to pick his team in the group chat. It's craziness,
Nah,
bro.
I just wanted,
Where is Mister
I just
Switcher?
I wanted to hear Don say something nice about my team. That's it.
Hey,
That's
and
it.
hey, Jimmy, he quickly realized who he was talking about.
Yeah.
And he knew I was not going to be the guy to come with that.
Mm-mm.
No, honestly, I
Man.
probably would have had something nice to say because I mean, y'all been sorry for so long that it's nothing but to go up. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Look at that
disrespectful.
subtle, the
He's
passive
very
passive
disrespectful.
aggressive slap there. Gosh.
Crazy, crazy. Let's
But
get
if
it
you want,
started,
we can
man.
switch back.
Yo, yo.
Now we good, man. We good. Watch. We gonna.
Jump up on my seat.
Y'all lucky y'all don't play us this year because
Mm.
it might be a different story.
Oh God.
Do y'all play this year?
Yep, we will. We will be in the NFL this year. So Lamar
Do y'all
Jackson,
play the
man.
Patriots?
Oh, do we play the
Oh,
Patriots? I don't know if we play the Patriots this year.
I'll take all that smoke any day.
I don't. I don't
Rebuild or
think we. I
not,
don't think.
retool or not.
I think we play. The what's the
I'll
name?
find out.
The
I'll find out. Y'all
49ers.
can go ahead.
I think we play the 49ers, the Cardinals, and the Rams division this year.
Okay, okay.
Um, so Lamar Jackson, man, oh man, our team's making a mistake saying they are out on a Lamar Jackson trade. You know what? I don't, I don't think so because I don't think it's over. Right now, you still got free agency, you still got the draft, right? So who knows? A team could go ahead and make a splash during the draft. You get your contract negotiations. I honestly think it was really the Ravens just sticking it to Lamar for this week. Really, okay. You want all that? You want the money? You want the contract? Let's see who's going to really go out there and give you the contract, right? Who's going to give us the? Who's going to be that team to give you the Deshaun Watson deal um, right now? And they allowed him to go talk. They allowed teams to come out and talk to him, and everyone backed off because I think the NFL wants to. They don't want another Deshaun Watson contract. And if I'm looking at the situation, if I'm Lamar, I deserve the money. There's no way that Deshaun Watson deserves that. No, you can't talk on another man's pocket, right? So there's no way you can pay him that much, and I can't be worth that much as well. Um, but as an owner, as an organization, I'm looking at the way Tom Brady did worked his contract and won championships. I'm looking at the way Patrick Mahomes worked his contract and won championships. There are rumors that Joe Burrow has stated that he's willing to take a little bit less money to keep the players and team around him to build a championship roster. So as an organization, I want to find other pieces to help continue to build my roster because I think the Ravens actually have a very solid foundation and very solid pieces on their team. So I still think I honestly I think that the relationship is dead because Lamar's representing himself. So I mean, when you don't have an agent, you have to go in there, you have to sit with the owners and and you have to sit with the owners and the GMs, and they're going to tell you all the bad stuff that you did. Oh, you missed 10 games. Oh, you know the long term injury risk, right? Because your play style. You can't throw the football consistently. You're gonna hear all the negatives about you, but we understand that Justin Herbert's gonna get his money. Joe Burrow's gonna get his money. Jalen Hurts will get his money. Only thing is that if they continue to wait, Lamar's price tag is gonna go up higher and higher. And it's really on who's gonna pay the price. Um, I would love Lamar on the Falcons at a cheaper price. I don't know who makes the highest. Don, do you know who makes the highest amount in the league as far as like the second
Watson.
guaranteed
Oh, after Watson, I think it's Kyler. Kyler at like 189.
189? That's fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
So what?
And
Like 200 million guaranteed, like that. That's a solid. I think that's a solid deal. But it's really who signs it first. I think everyone is also waiting who's going to get their deal first and set the market, and that's where Lamar Jackson's market is going to be. Well, if Jalen Hurts gets 210, then why can't I get either the 240 above Deshaun, which I did more? I've done more than both of them, except Jalen Hurts been to a Super Bowl. But other than that, MVP, breaking records. So I don't think it's too early. I think there's still time, and I think a team will trade for him. It's just really where's he going at this point.
yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, because you're really hitting it on the head. But for me, where it's a little off is when we start comparing it to Deshaun Watson, and it's not about anything about ability or
So
anything. Like I'm not gonna go there.
here we
We
go.
already know what that is. Okay, but as far as like you said, setting the market and reestablishing control over the thing the owners, you know, control the most, which is the cap and who gets what and who what how value is defined. And these owners can work together in order to do so. There's more in store or more of a goal than just winning a championship for these owners. Just having a box office individual in the door is a great thing for said owner. And I think this is what's going on with these other teams. They're not looking for just box office. They're looking to win. And you handicap yourself when you go all in with an individual. The Ravens, they don't have to necessarily go all in with Lamar because they have other things other than Lamar. So they are in a winning position regardless of what happens because they can match said offer if it's in a right ballpark. They don't want to handicap themselves when it comes to who they have to pay going forward because they have a lot of young talent and young assets. But the teams that are on the list, like the Commanders and such, it confuses me and it makes me not believe said report because either the report is lying or the reporter isn't someone we need to listen to. There's a lot of different outlets here nowadays, and it just doesn't make sense. You were interested in Deshaun last year and Lamar not this year for the Falcons, for example. But at the same time, these guys are set up with certain things that will allow them to excel, like future picks. Sometimes when it comes to a quarterback, knowing when or where you're gonna decline is 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 what allows us, like Daniel Jones, the 4 year deal. It's 40 mil over 4 years, 160. And with Daniel Jones, we can sort of see where um, you know, his stock will either show its head or decline. And with Lamar, it's sort of harder to gauge that just because of his style of play. And this is a rare dude, so it was taking a chance drafting him, and he proved that he can be more than what was advertised. And then also, this is another chance that you have to take a long term deal with a guy that's a rare in the rare category who had a solid foundation. These teams don't have a solid foundation like the Ravens, so the Ravens can afford to push back and be in negotiation mode. It confuses me as to why these teams are not. And it confuses me why the 49ers, the Jets, and the Lions aren't, well, not the Lions, I'm sorry. I like Jared Goff. I think they have a great foundation and a great future. The 49ers and the Jets specifically, they have a great foundation similar to the Ravens. I don't think the 49ers have the draft picks to be able to acquire him to if it was, if they were to match the deal, if the Ravens weren't to match the deal. But the Jets,
They
why are
can
we going
they can
after
get him.
Rodgers? Say it again.
They can get him if he doesn't get signed by another team
Hmm.
by the draft. After the draft, they'll have a first round pick next year and the year after that they could give.
So it'll be a later trade.
No, basically like teams like the Dolphins, the 49ers, who else? The teams that don't have a first round pick this year have to
Right.
wait until after the draft, and then that's when they first round pick. Like they can use a first round pick next year and the year after that.
All
So
right.
basically, they just have to wait till after the draft for teams that don't have a first round pick this year. But everybody else, you spot on.
Okay. So with that, I like this reminds me of basketball here because when you think about the NBA season, sometimes free agency is more juicy than the actual season. And right now, it seems what you're saying is going to be a long wait. It could be if certain teams don't act quick because they're trying to affect the market in certain ways, which can take a long time because the owners are working together. But at the same time, I believe the 49ers can, well, not the 49ers per se, but the Jets should just jump the gun. You're taking trips for Rodgers. Why not make moves for a younger guy who's more reliable in the locker room, who to me is more clutch than Rodgers at the end of the season. Maybe not his durability, but his ability. He's shown me something with a lackluster roster as far as weapons. So I believe the Jets is the, and this is a New England fan here. This would scare me. We talked about Lamar coming to your division and scaring you because this would definitely scare me for the next couple of years. But I believe if anyone could do it, Belichick could do
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
it.
Oh my God!
Mhm.
Jimmy, I was with you this whole time,
Right.
and then,
Then you run a
and then
Belichick.
yes,
He's right there with you. I mean,
come
it's
on,
not,
bro.
it's, it's not like I
Like I
just snuck
was
the Bengals in there. I mean,
I was like Jimmy spitting, but then that's when he started that nonsense to Belichick, bro. I ain't even gonna entertain it today. Um, what I will say, if I was a team, I probably want to offer Lamar just 200, just 200 guaranteed. I mean, like you just said, the Jets they already unless the Packers take some of that money off of Rodgers, they had to pay Rodgers. Would he sign a 3 year, $150 million contract last year? So they still would have to pay him 100 mil if he finishes out the 2 seasons. Lamar is way better than Aaron Rodgers right now, for me. I mean, Aaron Rodgers started to show that he's starting to regress. Y'all favorite word, and I'm just like, at least I know Lamar's gonna put the time in to get better. Rodgers, I don't know if he's gonna even show up to like not mandatory stuff to help out the young receivers. I believe Lamar would do it, and another thing of just if I was a team like the Jets, y'all say y'all got this championship window. You have a young team. Why not surround them by a young quarterback to help grow with your young talent? Why go get this old man that he 1 foot in, 1 foot out? If things don't work out this year, which they probably won't, he probably gonna be looking like, oh, I'm gonna retire. So I feel like teams like the Raiders, the Falcons, the Colts. I mean, I say y'all probably with the Panthers moving up in the draft. I don't think that they're gonna be able to get a quarterback. Like the Raiders are like at number 7, the Colts at number 4. They probably can get a quarterback, but it's not gonna be their choice of who they get. So it's
Who we
like
talking about?
the Raiders, Falcons, and Colts as far as like quarterbacks in the draft. Like I know a couple teams is waiting on quarterbacks in the draft, but with the Panthers moving up, you probably not going to be getting nobody because the Panthers and Texans probably going to take somebody with the first 2. Then you got the Colts at 4, unless somebody jumps up into number 3. There's only 4 quarterbacks that people been highly touting, and not even like highly touting, just they're just the best ones for this class right now. So I'm just like, if I'm them, I might consider Lamar. Also, Titans, Bucks, Lions, Commanders, all of y'all are set up for the playoffs. Why not go get Lamar? I get it. You can't talk to him until next week when free agency actually opens up. But I mean, honestly, y'all like, some of y'all might just be a quarterback away. Not the Titans, y'all ass. But I mean, the Bucks, y'all had a washed up quarterback last year. So if you get Lamar, y'all might be able to make some moves. Lions, y'all have a young and up and coming roster. Commanders, y'all have a young, nice little trio of wide receivers. And I can see the Commanders doing it because Dan Snyder is about to be at the NFL. And what way to stick it to the NFL than give Lamar a guaranteed deal that somebody else is going to have to pay? So,
I like
um,
that.
Yeah,
so
I like that too.
the only pushback I have is, I was listening to Mike Florio. He said that even if a team did try to get Lamar, that's why more teams might not be on him right now. But he is like, some people might just be saying that they're not in on him, but still going to do their work quietly trying to get him. So he was like, you offer Lamar, you have to wait 5 days of free agency. Free agents are going to be moving. They ain't going to be sitting and waiting to see what happens with Lamar. But at the same time, I can say maybe, because we saw last year when Deshaun Watson was about to get traded, Teron Armstead, he waited to see where, if Deshaun was coming to the Saints, that's he was going to determine where he went at. So maybe Lamar has that type of factor, but I don't know. And what else I got here? I just don't. If it was me, I'd go after Lamar. He's a top 5 quarterback when he's playing, but we'll see.
Um, if you're the Lions, do you give up draft capital
I
to
don't.
to get to get Lamar?
Mm-mm.
I would. The thing about it, they got 2 first round picks. Give them the 18th overall pick. They
No,
got the
they would get the higher
Why?
pick.
no. They get to choose. That's not the Lions pick. Is the 18th.
But
That's
why?
the Rams. Why not? You got, bro. You got a young and up and coming team. You get Lamar. That division is yours for the foreseeable future.
You can say the same thing with Jared. They
I,
went to Jared, and it's panning out. It's panning out so far, man. They look better than the Rams going forward. They won the trade.
Of course, but bro. I was just here like a few weeks ago saying that somebody said Jared Goff was a top 10 quarterback, and I wasn't going to debate it. But there's a difference between Jared Goff and Lamar Jackson. Like, Lamar is really like that. Jared Goff, he's good, but he ain't no Lamar Jackson. And I
That's
feel like if
Detroit.
they get him,
What's your take on that, Detroit? What's up?
Um, if I'm Detroit, I didn't even realize that they had 2 first round draft picks. But if I'm Detroit, yeah, I mean you got to give up. You're gonna have to give up golf because you can't have all that money tied up in the quarterback room with both of them. You give up 2 first round draft picks. That's not bad. I mean, either way, both sides both sides basically win because you could still find another piece if you're Detroit with that 1st round draft pick. I think there's a lot of talent in this draft this year. Like I think there's a lot of slept on talent, and a lot of these guys are going to be really good. Whether it's the receiver position, the cornerback position, there's some supposedly there's some I don't know because I might just have my traumas from the Falcons drafting Vic Beasley
hmm, hmm.
and the to I can't even pronounce his name from UCLA. We just so me if it's
Was that
not bona
Taco?
fide, yeah, Taco. Yep. No, not Taco. No, Taco played for the
Dallas.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think they call him. I think they call him Tank, but it was like Takita, something like that. Um, Shout out him because I actually met his dad at the. His dad was talking hella shit when I went to the Commanders game.
Jimmy, how he go from shit on him to say shout
I
out to
didn't,
him?
I didn't, I didn't shit on him. He just didn't live up to the first round pick that he was.
Lord have
So,
mercy,
I mean, to me,
Mr. Switch Up at its best.
so right now, I don't, I don't know what the Falcons are gonna do because they have the opportunity. They could trade up. They could trade up. If they do trade up, I think the third overall pick for them would be to go get Will Anderson. You change the dynamics of your defense, or you allow Jalen Carter, because of his legal issues at this time, to possibly fall to you at number 7. Maybe that happens as well. Or you can go out, give up your draft capital and get Lamar after free agency. I mean, at least you're bringing in some talent. The Commanders, I like that one because I like when you said Dan Snyder could stick it to the league. And honestly, I mean, me and you talked about this, Don. That might be the best team that needs a quarterback at this time. They might just be slightly a quarterback away from getting at least making themselves competitive.
Well, them and I would say 3 teams, but the Bucks, the Lions, and the Commanders. Like all of them have some talent. I know the Bucks wasn't able to put their full talent on display last year because of reasons not named the wide receivers, but I feel like they got Lamar. I mean, I think the Bucks with Godwin and Mike Evans, I think they can make a run in the NFC. Lions too.
The Bucks O line is shaky. They got no
True,
run game.
true. But Lamar,
They just did. I think they cut Levante.
or he is a free agent, and
Oh, he's
they,
a free agent.
I
Okay.
think they released Donovan Smith, I believe.
They just released Donovan
But all
Smith.
he did was hold, so that's good.
Jamal Dean was actually slightly a highly higher rated corner than their highest paid corner in Carlton Davis.
Come on
Um,
over, Jamel. Come on over.
so I mean, I don't know about the Bucks. And then Godwin, I mean, he's a really good receiver, but he has some injury issues pretty much every year.
Still got Mike Evans. Who your boy Julio?
Huh?
Huh?
Okay.
The disrespect. But hey, Jimmy, this why I call him Mr. Switcher. Let me hit say something like that. He gonna be like, bro, I know Julio. Like, come on, bro.
Nah, Julio, my boy, man. Julio, my boy. Just like really, man. Wish them well, man. So,
Oh Jesus.
any final takes, Jimmy? You think Lamar is gonna stay? You think he's gonna go? What you thinking?
I honestly think the Ravens are going to end up having him back, and they just want someone else to swing first, and then they're going to counterpunch and grab their guy and try to continue to build around him. I believe they'll then start making trades and such for star perimeter talent, and we'll see what Lamar really can do.
Don, what you think?
I think that boy gone. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean,
You
honestly, huh?
want him to be.
I'm not. I mean, hey, look here. Would it help me for some of this talent in the AFC North to leave? Yes, but at the same time, we've been smacking Lamar ass like these last 2 years. To be honest with you, they only beat us one time in the last 2 years, so I'm not worried about none of these teams. Especially if the Ravens pay Lamar, that means some talent is going to be leaving. So hey, I'm not worried about that. I say this: I believe he is going. I think that if a team does waste their time to put a contract together for Lamar, I think they're going to front load it so the Ravens can't match it. Because that's what I would do. I'm not about to waste my time making a contract for you just to match it and take away all the time I had to wait 5 days and I wasn't able to even get the quarterback nor other players. Like, no, we're gonna make this thing a little bit difficult for you to match this. And I would like him to be, just to mess with y'all two, one of y'all two division, but more so Darius division since he always on that Falcons gonna be good this year. Yo, Jimmy. Hey, I looked at y'all schedule a few minutes ago. My God. Oh my. Bro, y'all might have a losing record, but we gonna
You
get
want
to
to bet?
that.
You want to bet?
What do you want to bet?
A
Hold on.
losing record?
Let me just tell y'all
Wait.
who.
You
Let
mean
me just
below?
tell you who you got.
If you just mean below 500, I might agree. I guess that's a
Let
losing record.
Let me just tell you who you got. Because I don't want you to be like, oh, I ain't know we had them people on the schedule because that schedule looking crazy.
But we in
Uh,
every game, so it don't really matter.
yeah,
Like
y'all
regardless
got
of who we
okay.
play.
Say. Let's just y'all want to do a hypothetical Lamar actually on one of these teams, or you just want me to go off of the team right now?
Just go for the team right now.
Thank you.
Y'all got Washington.
Okay.
That could be an L.
That could be 50-50 because they
Yeah,
don't know what quarterback they're gonna have.
yeah. Dallas L.
They play
Don't
down to
look
competition
crazy.
a
Don't
lot. They
look
play
crazy.
down to competition a lot. Dallas Cowboys. Come on.
It's at Dallas. I'm taking Dallas. At Denver. That's his boy. That's his boy.
Mm.
Sean Payton figuring out that early against Bill Belichick's defense and
Well,
another team on the
the
back end.
schedule hasn't came out when they're gonna play him.
Oh, okay.
That I think that's 50-50
Depending on what time of the year, I agree.
because I'm yeah. Go ahead.
At Raiders.
I think they could beat the Raiders.
Yes,
Raiders just whooped that ass this year.
that's with
Uh,
a better offense. I would expect the offense to regress.
they might have Jimmy G by
No, yeah,
then.
let's say
They
they
might have
might they
Jimmy
might
G
just
back.
have Jimmy
They
G.
might have
I don't know
Lamar.
huh?
They're not
In that
getting Lamar.
system, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, they don't.
Dolphins. Y'all never beat the Dolphins in Miami.
We usually split with them, so
Buffalo.
man, yeah, I don't speak about anything with them right now. Both time.
Dolphins.
No, so
Again.
we split. I think we split.
Jets. With Rodgers probably.
You
We
probably, I
split.
think they get split that.
Yeah, either
Mm.
way, even
Kansas
Lamar.
City.
Uh,
Kansas City.
you know, like, there's
Yeah,
growth over there. I'm
yeah,
not,
yeah. Chargers.
anything's possible
Yeah,
depending on what
anything's
time of year.
possible.
Uh,
Come on,
uh, Eagles.
it depends on
Shoot,
the back end and what they do,
that's another team that we got to talk about, man, because it looks like they're clearing house to pay Jalen Hurts.
and that's going to
Hey,
definitely affect things.
they brought back Graham the other day. Giants. Mm, mm,
I
I don't
don't like
think the
speaking
Giants.
on the team.
I don't think the Giants are going to be that good this year.
We're going to
okay.
make Daniel Jones earn every dime during that game.
You said you're gonna split with the Jets. Got Buffalo again. The
Oh,
only easy team I'm really seeing is the Colts.
I agree with
And
that.
then y'all got the Saints,
The
and then
Colts,
y'all got
the Colts isn't bad.
They aren't bad. You're
They
right.
the
got
coach gonna
They
the
really
coach
aren't.
gonna be good this year.
they got a defense.
The coach gonna be good this
They
year.
got a defense. They have Jonathan Taylor.
It's not
Is
a
the
bad
coach gonna be
team
good this year?
if
Is
they
the
get
question.
Depending
a
on who their
solid quarterback.
quarterback.
Right.
They pick at number 4. If they get one of these top guys, are they gonna be good?
They will fight the Jags to win that division.
Oh Jesus! That
They'll
just mean
fight
the
more than the
Jags ain't
Titans.
on. That just mean the Jags ain't on shit.
I'm not worried about the Titans.
The Jags will battle consistency. They're a young squad.
And then you got Pittsburgh.
Battle the coaches. Battle the trenches. Who will be hurt off the Steelers? That's an injury-prone roster. I'm
We
hoping
actually
they
gonna
play later
see.
in the season.
We actually gonna see the best, probably the best head coach in the league versus, you know, somebody that just got his reputation off another man's back.
Wait, what the? That is the most
NFL
disrespectful
free,
quote I've
NFL free
ever
agent,
heard from Bill Belichick.
NFL free agency.
Are
Who
you
y'all got?
referring to ourselves, Mister
NFL free agents.
Ourselves? Oh no!
NFL free agents.
And on that note, we will segue right into the NFL free
My
agency.
God!
All right, fellas. I'm going to list off at least 15 NFL free agents. These aren't not all of these are the top 15 because we are not doing O linemen, but we
The
got
boy
some
ain't
good
put no
players in there.
respect on O line, man.
Nah, it's just too many skill players. There's just some good skill players out there that are
Bro,
overpowered. That the O linemen will overpower.
you mean to tell me Orlando Brown can I got on this list over Kareem Hunt?
He could have. He could have. Yeah, he could have.
We have
And
a
on
lot of
that
tax
note,
picks.
we're gonna start off with Javon Hargraves from the Eagles. Where do you think he's going, Don? Where do you think he's going?
I think he's going to Chicago. They need defensive help. They traded down in the draft, and they got a lot of cap space. So I believe the Bears will be his destination real soon.
Jimmy, what you got?
The Browns, yes, the Browns to help stuff that middle, help Miles Garrett out, and help
Jesus,
rock Joe Mixon's noggin a little bit. Or if it's Derek, rock his noggin too.
he won't be there. He won't be there.
Oh
You
my
want
goodness.
Derek? Wow.
Yo,
Nobody want him.
he's just building this Browns roster up for.
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
bro,
But it
hey,
makes sense. They
hey,
don't have
he
no
want
one else to help
yo.
Miles out, man.
Instead he built up his own team. He want to build up another
We don't
team. It's
need no nose.
craziness.
We don't need
It's
a nose
crazy.
right now. We're good. We're good.
The Browns ain't getting him.
Yeah, I don't think the Browns are getting them. Bears. Are
I've
my,
heard rumors, but they're not.
Bears are my
I
second
would love to
choice,
put Nixon Miles.
but my first choice is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. They need defensive line help, and that might alleviate them from having to go out and get spend their top pick on a pass rusher. If they go out and get Javon Hargraves, they're just going to have to pay for it. But I mean, 11 and a half sacks last year. They need help. Next one's gonna be Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates. I guess I'll start off this one. You know, I still
ahead,
think
do it.
I
Go
still
ahead,
think
do
I
it.
still think he's coming to Atlanta. I still think he's coming to Atlanta. I saw this guy break down a perfect situation for Atlanta to not go get Jesse Bates and actually go get Chauncey Gardner-Johnson instead. And I would have loved that pick because he's younger. But I'm okay. Jesse Bates brings a leadership role to the Falcons. He had his career year last year in picks. I think he can help.
That was a few years ago.
No, he had 4 picks this year.
This year?
This year he had 4 picks. Career year.
Yeah,
In
go ahead,
picks.
keep talking. I gotta look at this because Jesse ain't
He
been.
he disrespected his old man's like
Yeah, the Bengals guys always disrespect Jesse Bates. I don't understand it.
crazy.
It's not that we disrespect him. It's just like I feel like everybody we watch this man every week. Jesse Bates is good. Don't get me wrong, but it's like people overhype him. Like he's no Kevin Byard. He's no Justin Simmons. He's not that. He's like a level below. Like let's just relax.
Jimmy.
What's up?
Don
Yo,
just-
you said you're
Don
the
just
best
said 10
safety
weeks
duo.
ago.
Yeah,
The best
yeah,
safety duo.
yeah. No, I did not
You didn't
say.
tell me
No,
Von
hold
Bell is
on,
better than Jesse Bates.
This year is
Oh
possible.
my God.
Look up Von Bell
You
stats.
see how they switch up on you real quick, Jimmy?
No,
Yeah,
See how
no,
they, yo, that's
Jimmy,
crazy.
Jimmy.
Cover
I
skills?
said he was one of the. They was one of the best safety duos. I never said they was the best. That is what I said.
But if they're one of the best, that's because of who more so? Bates, not Mike Hilton.
No, I know it's not Mike Hilton. Von Bell.
Wow.
My fault. Von Bell and Mike Hilton. I got a lot of underrated dudes back there.
You see
First
what
off.
Exactly.
They switch up on you real quick. Hey, you know what, Jesse? We welcome you here in Atlanta,
Take him.
because they ain't want to pay the money for you.
We definitely don't. We got
Where
more
you
important
think he's
players.
going,
to pay.
Jimmy?
I actually agree. I got him going to the Falcons, but I think it's because y'all going to overspend a lot this summer, and he wants a major contract. And I will say this: he does think he's better than what he actually is. He wants Minka Patrick money. He wants Jamal Adams.
Exactly.
money.
He know Minka
He's not
Patrick.
them.
Well, Jamal
He's
Adams.
He's not those guys. Jamal Adams at the time. I mean, he's better than Jamal Adams now. But yeah, Jesse Bates is going to Atlanta just because I think y'all going to overspend. But that's just. And I don't think he necessarily wants to win. I think he wants a check first.
They're gonna overspend. I say this. There's 2 places that I've heard. I've heard Cleveland, and I know because they say he might want to.
as well.
He might want to play at Deshaun. That's not a person I would want to tie my future to. Then you talk about the Falcons. I seen a video of him eating out. He was like cow pigs. What's that old man in y'all?
You see how we treat the players that come on through. Come on, man.
What's that gonna do for y'all? But okay. What's that old man in y'all? Said Casey Hayward. It was a couple of y'all. It was like 4 of them, 4 Falcons that he went out to eat with. I mean,
AJ Terrell.
yeah. So, you seen the video?
Oh yeah, I know. I know. I was there too. I was with them.
So I can see him. I can see him with one of those 2 teams. I mean, It's not gonna really make a difference, really. I mean, but hey, go off, take them.
We will take him. And next one is gonna be Chauncey Gardner Johnson. Where do you think he's going?
I got him
Good,
staying with the
Jimmy.
Eagles. Got him staying with the Eagles. I think he's that important for that Eagles defense. That safety position, like I said, is very very important. I think you need to solidify that first before retaining Slay, which they said they're open to him having trades. And I think this is a telltale sign for what they'll do with this guy, Gardner Johnson.
Um, I seen him post something that it was like all love Philly, like it might be like he might not be coming back. So, with that being said, I said he's going to Detroit. They need secondary help. He's a ball hawk. Why not be the ball hawk for that secondary?
I don't see it in Detroit. I think Detroit needs a corner.
They
I got
need
him
it all.
also. I got him also staying in Philly. I think they're gonna have to pay the money to keep him because if they're shopping Slay, they lost Bradbury. Their other safety is a free agent as well, Demps.
Okay, yeah.
So that's your four starters in the back end of your defense. You got to keep one of them. So I would
Slay.
I would keep I would keep Slay, but again, they pay they wait they got to open up the bank account for Jalen Hurts. So Slay is the one that got to go.
How much is Jalen Hurts even worth? He only had one like season like that. Let me not. Let me not.
Please don't.
A lot of times it's when it's your time. It may not you
I'm
may not be worth the money, but if it's your time to get paid, it's your time to get paid.
You're right. Look at Russell Wilson. But I say this. I say this. And even the Daniel Jones contract, it's not even 160 million guaranteed. To be honest with you, it's like 80 something, I believe, that's actually guaranteed. So it's like, I guess Jalen Hurts had one MVP level season, and it's like, what are y'all about to pay this man? Like, I get it, he made it to the Super Bowl, but. Mm, mm, I'm not saying he's going to regress, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. And we're gonna go with James Bradbury next.
And see, with that Eagles roster, there's a lot of guys they're gonna have to pay. You got AJ. It's similar to y'all because you have like a three-headed monster over there that you're gonna have to pay. T, Jamar, Joe. They have their three-headed monster on offense that they have to pay. Offensive line, they show that they value offensive line. James Bradbury will be the second of the four in the back end that they keep. James Bradbury and Gardner Johnson will be kept. Slay gone, and the other safety, I think Epps or something like that, he's gone too.
You're getting rid of Slate over Brett. Oh my!
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
they
But
already said
I
Slay
think
can look for
Bradbury
trade.
I think Bradbury's gonna leave, and I think he's gonna get paid someone like the Raiders, who needs a corner. Um, I mean, they got the money to spend. They need a corner. I mean, I don't know if James Bradbury is gonna be the top notch. You know, playing alongside of Slay. I mean, he did get targeted. He did get targeted a lot more. He played very well. He's been playing very well for at least the last 4 years.
Except when it
I
mattered.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying. No,
Yeah.
no. I'm not trying to slander the Eagles. I'm just saying no.
So I think he's gonna go to the Raiders.
Let's not forget Slade did give up a touchdown in the red zone on a fake. I think it was a fake motion and right back into the flats, and Slade missed that too. So let's
Bro,
not forget that happened in the Super
bro,
Bowl as well. But
bro. The whole team got faked up by that because the Chiefs just
Wide
kept
open.
running that same
if
play.
you're my number
Literally,
Wide
one
open.
corner,
literally.
if my number one corner, I need you to shut it down.
They kept running the same play. I mean, for Bradbury, I got him going to see the Seahawks. Get their cornerback two on the other side of Woolen.
I like that.
I'm not the biggest James Bradbury fan. I think he's cool, but I don't think he's like Debo said, that boy ain't like that. And it got proven that he might not just be like that. All I'm saying.
Wow. Wow.
Anywho, let me stop.
Next one is Tremaine Edmonds.
Mm,
You know what I got him? I got him going to the Texans. I think D'Amico Ryans gets a young middle linebacker to set the foundation of his defense, of his organization for the next four years. And I think Tremaine Edmonds will be a perfect fit for them.
Mm, mm. I got him going to the Steelers. I think Mike Tomlin, that mind behind him, the stars around him, I think he can elevate that Steelers defense even more so inside. I see Devin Bush isn't panning out the way they would like him to, but he damn sure does on Madden. But anywho,
I ain't gonna lie, I like both of y'all. I have heard the Texans rumor. I like him going to the Steelers because his brother is there. But I got him going to the Raiders. Raiders need help at all three levels. It's craziness. When I broke this team down, it's just like this team is trash. But I feel like Tremaine Edmonds, he's a good linebacker. That has some getting better with coverage skills, and I feel like he go to the Raiders. He can go out there and try to shut that boy Patrick Mahomes down.
Yeah, that'd be solid. That'd be solid.
I think he wants to win though.
I
but
mean,
also like
either the teams, all three of the teams we said he ain't gonna win.
when Denzel Perriman plays for the Raiders, he's a factor out there in that defense. Other than that, there's no one else on that Raiders. Everyone else is pretty much replaceable on that Raiders defense. But Denzel Perriman,
Nah, Max Crosby.
oh yeah, Max Crosby. I forgot about him. You got to put some respect on him.
Yeah, you need to put some respect on him.
A lot of pressures.
Next one is Dalton Schultz. Where do you think he's going?
I'd say I looked around. We need a tight end, but I'm not willing to pay no Dalton Schultz money. So I sent him right to the Packers. Help Jordan Love with some more talent. And, I believe with Dalton Schultz, they might bring back Lazard and Jordan Love being going to be the up and I'm about to put some money on Jordan Love stock on Mojo. Because I believe that boy about to skyrocket. Watch, he's not going to be a Zach Wilson or a Russell Wilson. Burrow's going to be a Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes out here. Watch what I say. Watch what I say.
Well,
what the hell is going on?
I don't know about Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow, but
I say he's going to be good.
I think, like I said, that they should have been Don Rodgers at least a year ago. And Jordan Love should have got that opportunity. So I'm buying Jordan Love stock as well. But
why you look so baffled?
Wait. Because I heard Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow's name. Please clarify what the hell you meant.
I'm just saying. I believe Jordan Love is going to be a top 10 quarterback by the end of this season. I think what I saw last year, and I know it wasn't a big sample size, but I believe. I think Brad's really good. I really do.
Can I get the slogan? Can you please hit him with the nigga?
It's not that. It's not that.
Nigga nonsense.
Not that.
Because there has been nothing seen for you to Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow. Are you serious? No, like come on now. You just be spewing.
Yo, Jimmie.
Is this a bold take? Please, bold prediction.
Yeah, we can have. How about this? We gonna have a bold prediction show, and I'm telling you, bro. I watch what I say.
If this is a bold prediction, if you can clarify that this is a bold prediction,
it's not really a bold prediction. I just think it's going to be the prediction. It's not that bold.
He's a top 10 quarterback this year.
By the end of this year.
Bro,
look at the guys at the back of the top 10. Like it's like the Kylers, the Daniel Jones is the Kirk Cousins.
They're not even close.
Daniel Jones is nowhere near top 10.
Kirk Cousins is not. Come on.
Yes, he
16,
was.
15.
Yes, he was.
Oh.
Who do you have at the back of the top 10 then? Because according to you, a player that ain't played in 2 years, made your top 10, which is crazy.
Rodgers is at the back end. He's like 7. For me, Lamar's at the back end. He's like 10 for me. Deshaun, yes, is also at the back end. Yes. Like you got Trevor, you got Jalen. They're not the back end, but they're in the middle of the pack. Like, come on. What, like,
yeah, you saying middle of the pack people. I'm trying to figure out who's on that back.
Jared Goff is 12. Let's say he's outside the 10. He's not jumping Jared Goff.
You don't think it's just a world it could happen?
Wow.
Yeah, well. I mean, let's see if his weapons pan out because all of those guys can't stay healthy. Randall Cobb, Lazard. Lazard was the
Well,
healthiest one out of all of
Randall
them.
Cobb a free agent. A lot of them
uh,
old people free agents.
but Watkins. What's the other guy that
Dobbs, not
Dobbs?
Dobbs. Is it Dobbs?
Yeah, Dobbs. He was the rookie last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those guys can't stay healthy. So let's see how many weapons he does actually get to play with for a full year.
Where y'all got Dalton Schultz going?
I got him going to the
I gotta remember
Chargers.
this where because this is.
I got him going to the Chargers. The
Oh,
Chargers.
you gotta make sure you clip this up.
Oh, I gotta make sure I know where this is, so I go right to this motherfucker. This is ridiculous. Yo,
I got
Jimmy, I don't even want to bet, but just when this happens, I just want you to say, Don, I wasn't, that meme of where it's like, who that was? Shaq said, I wasn't aware of your game. That's all I want you to come here and tell me is I just want you to say, Don, I wasn't aware of your game.
no,
That's
all
it.
I'm gonna say is what a motherfucking bold prediction. The timing, because there was nothing in history that lets us say this. What you just said. I'm not saying I can't even spew it.
Was there knowledge that Rodgers was going to turn out like Rodgers when Brett Favre was in front of him?
No, and anyone who predicted, I'm like, oh my gosh, kudos to you. But until then, until it was proven, I'd have been on their head like, are you crazy? Saying
How about
that he'd
this?
be the same as Brett Favre.
How about this? I do an at-home bet for you. Who's gonna have the better season, Jordan Love or Mac Jones?
Don't do that. Don't make it personal here.
Ooh.
Okay.
Hey, what you want to do, man?
It's fair to say that Jordan Love have the better offense. He got the receivers. He got the running backs to lean on.
This ain't your bet. This ain't your bet.
I'm just saying, like that's a little unfair.
First off, it's unfair because it hit my heart while you hit in my mind. It's just not fair. But with Mac Jones, he's not going to be asked to do as much, so his numbers won't be look the same because he has other things to lean on. And for some reason, the Packers don't like to lean on their run for whatever reason.
They've been running this year. They was running this year.
Not like New England's going to run the ball. So just off of that, I think the numbers look different. But my thing also with Mac Jones is you're acting like I'm saying he's even close to top 10. We're not going to go from a bottom top 10 debate to, what is he, 20? Mac, come on, I'm not dumb.
Yeah, but you just said Jordan Love wasn't. You said Jordan Love wasn't going to be top 10. So this is a fair bet to have because if you don't think he's going to be top 10 and you don't think Mac Jones is top 10, then
this is a bottom tier debate, and I don't like to entertain those, especially when there's a question mark associated with Jordan Love.
Oh my Lord!
But he damn sure ain't hitting like top 10. Come on.
I said bottom top 10. I say 10, 15.
And 10-15 is a big jump. 10 to 15 is a big jump.
I got Dalton Schultz going to the Lions. I believe they need to replace that man TJ with a nice, versatile tight end, a dude who will do two things: bang with the big boys and do the footwork, chop it up with the skill guys. Schultz.
Only thing about that one is they offense took off once they traded Henderson or what I think this is TJ Hawkinson. That's what it did. So I mean it could happen, but I just think they offense took off and they're not gonna have space for him once they get Lamar. But where you got OBJ going?
Or Jalen Ramsey.
That too.
I got OBJ going to the Dallas Cowboys. I think Dallas is finally going to make their splash, and that's going to be OBJ. But there are rumors that, the Jets players are trying to recruit him, especially with Rodgers. But I just can't see OBJ going to the Jets. I think he'd rather go back to the Giants if the Giants had a better roster, but I think he's going to end up in Dallas.
And they got 3 wide receivers. Well, why would you need OBJ?
What they doing with Corey Davis?
I haven't heard
Davis,
no. He's still there.
No, I think they should cut him, but he's not.
Yeah. He was a cut candidate.
Yeah. But
What you got, Jimmy?
I agree with Dallas. They was flirting last year, and I think they'll finally sign this year because they see the need for Odell this past year. I think it'll put more pressure on Dak, and that's what they want to do, so they have an excuse to get rid of Dak.
I got the Cowboys down here, but then when I seen like the little workout thing the Cowboys' name was not on that list of teams that went to go see him work out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna still go with Dallas. I think Jerry Jones is infatuated with OBJ, and he likes stars. So there's no bigger star in the market right now, name wise. So OBJ. I mean Cowboys. My bad.
let me just OBJ going to OBJ. What do y'all think, right? I know we all have, the easiest team to poo-poo in the league is the Dallas Cowboys, but being realistic, as a roster construction, they've had on paper, they've had one of the best rosters for. I mean, I could even say since the TO era, right? Even though they were always, everyone thought, hey, this is the Super Bowl roster right here, and then they always fall short. What if they go out and get Jalen Ramsey and they're able to bring in OBJ? Do you think that puts them in that championship? You think that's the stamp right there to make them a championship roster?
No. Cowboys are gonna cowboy.
You still think they're gonna fuck it up with Jalen Ramsey and Trayvon Diggs on the outsides?
Bro, I was just preaching for Jalen Ramsey the other week, but Jalen Ramsey did get he got 8 alive in that Super Bowl versus the Bengals. That's one. So good wide receivers can still have their way. Bro, Devontae Adams ate that boy alive with. Come on now.
Put some respect. Hey, you know what?
Come on now, like
put some respect on Devontae Adams. Let's not act in the league, man. Yeah, yo.
Bro, go ahead, Jimmie. Go ahead, Jimmie. Go ahead, Jimmie. I don't want to do my breakdown no more because bro just be talking, just chatting.
The Cowboys steadily, gradually try to change things. Like now they have Mike McCarthy calling plays. Before the excuse was they had an offense coordinator calling, and now this is Mike McCarthy. They're putting pressure on Mike, saying this is your offense to run. The problem is not the defense. Their defense can stop some people, and they did stop people. It's the offense. The offense typically with Dak or Mike, they drop the ball, and was Kellen Moore. So I believe that they need a star to take the top off the defense to open up the run game. I feel like they need more luck to come on their side, or the training staff needs to be revamped. I'm not really sure because there's a lot of injuries, but also it's really just Dak. At the end of the day, when you have the roster, the adequate roster, back in the day we used to say, is it Tony? What is it? We looked at Tony Romo because everything else was in place. So I believe it's really the quarterback bringing them over the hump. And yes, you spoke on it. Jerry Jones is an elite GM, but he's a trash CEO because he talks too much.
Yeah, I predicted that wherever Jalen Ramsey goes, no matter where he goes, because it's going to be to a competitive roster at least.
Yes.
I think before his career ends, I think he has that Deion Sanders effect just hear me out, where wherever he goes, I think he'll be able to help that team at least get one Super Bowl. Not saying it's going to happen right away his first year. I think it's going to happen within at least 1 to 3 years. So, y'all looking at me crazy, but Jalen Ramsey has been the best cornerback in the league since.
He was not the best cornerback last year.
He was still one of the highest rated corners in the league. He was still like from being number 1 for like 4 or 5 years straight to going down to number 5. Is that much difference?
Yeah, because
those
not. Guys,
Patrick Surtain was
exactly
was
Patrick Surtain.
Patrick
Surtain is not getting ate up like that.
He's 22 years old.
That does not matter. You're talking.
That's my main point. With your whole
you're
point.
Talking like Jalen Ramsey is still out here doing that.
He's 22. He's 22 years old on a bat, and that team was not even good.
Bro, all I'm saying is I like Jalen Ramsey. I do, but I would say this. Are you keeping this energy if he come to the Bengals? Yeah, because that is a rumor. That is a rumor. He could come to the Bengals. So what you doing?
Why you had to say that bullshit, Jimmie?
It's bullshit. You the one. I'm the one talking. I'm the one talking. I'm the one listening. And I heard nigga nonsense. Oh, he is that Deion effect. Anywhere he goes, if he goes to the Lions, they are not winning a Super Bowl unless they change quarterbacks. Like, let's relax.
I ain't gonna believe in Jared. All right, I'm
And
not
just
gonna
and just and just to give you guys, some context here, Darrell Revis didn't win his Super Bowl until he was 29 years old with the New England Patriots.
see now.
He had Tom Brady.
If you said the Darrell Revis effect, I'd be like, all right, and don't do the whole Tom Brady thing.
But that's not the Dion effect is. When Dion went to another team, he was contributing to Super Bowls. So what I'm
The
saying
Falcons
is
won when
that
Dion was there.
no, we drafted Dion,
I
but
know.
when he went,
I know.
but the Rams didn't draft Jalen Ramsey.
49ers
So
won when they had Dion.
I could have sworn they won with Dion.
They
They
did.
might have.
I
They might
think
have.
49ers and Dallas won with Dion.
True.
Mm.
See, but the difference I would say with Jalen is like it's not guaranteed only because Aaron Donald was there, and we've seen him regress even with Aaron Donald. Like Dion, a sense of regression with Dion wasn't there. Like he was the best corner year in and year out. Jalen is like they,
Jalen
He
hasn't
going
been the
down.
best.
He going down.
What?
I'm just
No,
saying
I'm not
Dion
saying
is
he's
greater
not
than
one of the
Aaron
best,
Donald
You
only
gotta say
played 11
Darrell
games
Reeves.
last year.
bro. But we're not saying that he's not one of the best. Still, we're just saying that he's not. He's not a game changer anymore. Like on a good defense, he could be like the piece that puts them over the top. But I'm not sitting here saying
But that's
like
what I'm
he go to
saying.
the. But no, but you said any team,
No,
any
he said
team.
He's
Darrell.
going to go
He
to a
said
competitive roster.
there's a
So
lot of
okay,
corners who can affect.
if he goes to the Lions, are they winning the Super Bowl?
I think they can. They
Bro,
have a
stop it.
roster. They have a You just said they're going to take over the division, right?
Yes, division,
And
not
you know
Super
what?
Bowl,
Yo,
not Super Bowl.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
There's a
What?
difference. There's levels to
I'm
this.
gonna use what Don says, right? Against them. Jalen Ramsey, he went to the Pro Bowl.
That's
And on
not.
that
That's
note,
not.
and on that
That's
note,
not. That's
on
not
that
what.
note,
That's not
on
how you
that
use
note,
that. That's not
on
how
that
you
note,
use that.
on that note, we'll continue before we really get off topic. So Miles Sanders, where I think he's going.
I got Miles Sanders going to the Dolphins. I believe they'll make a slight splash, a reliable back. He showed he's a little bit more, durable this year behind that line. Hopefully, he can pan out behind Miami's line. They're not too shabby now. So yeah, I'm Dolphins.
I got him going to the divisional rival. I got him going to Buffalo. Buffalo makes a splash, tries to improve their running game. I don't think it's going to help, but they go out there and get Miles Sanders.
Mm. I say Miami as well. Nice weather state, coming from Philly. They need a 3-down running back. He could be that 3-down running back. Pair him with Raheem Mostert and no, what's the other guy? Jeff Wilson. One of them. One of them will be there. And you gotta. That's your 1-2 punch right there. Jimmy
Jimmy
G.
G.
Yeah, I got him going to the Bucks, trying to surpass or do better than what Brady did on the Bucks delivering that championship.
Are you still a Bucks fan?
That's sort of bit.
No, that's just out of here. I have to put Brady 12 on
He
the
threw the
back of my
Bucks
Bucks
shout
shirt
out.
because niggas gonna think. No.
Crazy.
Gotta keep the apparel. Just gotta
Crazy.
put the Brady signature on it. Then
Uh,
I'll
I got Jimmy G going to the Raiders. Got his old coach. Why not? Especially if they don't want to go out there and pay Lamar, go get Jimmy G. I'm not saying the Raiders are going to be something special with Jimmy G, but brings a level of consistency.
Yeah, I heard rumors that the Texans. We actually went over this on our rumor report, and I don't know why the hell he would go to the Texans when I can go play with Josh McDaniels, who I've played with, who I was coached by early in my career, and also why not go to the Raiders? I don't care about their defense. I care about my my career. I got Devontae Adams to throw the ball to. I got Hunter Renfro and Darren Waller. Why the hell would I want to go to the Texans and I gotta just be a bridge quarterback on a bad football team? Just doesn't make any sense. So next one's gonna be Marcus Davenport. I'll start this one. I think he's gonna come to the Falcons.
Oh my Jesus!
Um, I mean, to be honest with you, he's not my favorite. I hate defensive ends that like midway through their career just break out. Like on a contract year, they have 10 plus sacks. In their first few years, they only have between 1 to 4. I mean, only reason why I said that is because we have the Saints defensive coordinator. So it's that connection there, and we also need pass rushers. So we may spend the money and go get them, but I think that we shouldn't.
I think I'm not against that because Trey Hendrickson was on that Saints team and he put up numbers his last contract year with the Saints, and then he came to us and was wreaking havoc that first year. So I got Davenport going to the Bears. I mean, they just need defensive line help.
Don just
So
got the Bears taking all the defensive
they
linemen
got they got
this year.
a hundred million in cap. Like they can go out here and splurge on whoever they want. Like I just got them getting Hargrave and Davenport, and we'll see what they do in the draft.
I got him going to the Chiefs because they need to shore up that end and help out Chris Jones a little bit. He gets double team, triple team sometimes, and he will help, a little bit, especially in the run game, I believe.
I don't know if they're gonna pay him, especially if they just released Chuck Clark. Like, yeah, Clark, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever his first name is, Kenny
Frank,
Clark,
Frank.
Clark. Yeah,
I think
whatever.
I think they've started to wane free of of certain perimeter assets and start to shore up the trenches on both ends. I think last year was a telltale sign as as to what the future will hold for the Chiefs in their moves.
All right. So next one is going to be Jamal Dean. Um, I got him. Don had the Lions taking the safety. I got him going to the Lions. Like I said, they need a corner. He's a more taller, lanky corner. Get his hands on you. I think pairing him and Jeff Okuda will be a nice pair for the Lions going forward. Now you got two young corners, solid foundation there. Move forward.
Jamel Dean, come on down. The Patriot way is waiting on you. Bill Belichick's mind is waiting on you. You're gonna be on the island, but I believe in you. I know he's coming to do it. I just feel it. I feel it.
Don't feel it too much.
Oh, yeah.
I got him going to the Texans. They need cornerback help, I believe. Shoot, my brain done went blank. What's the new head coach name? D'Amico Ryan is going to be looking for defensive guys. I mean, I believe he goes to the Texans. Jordan Poyer, where y'all got him going?
I got him going to the Dolphins.
Same.
I think he could bring veteran leadership to that young safety group that they have back there, who are actually pretty good. Brandon Jones and what's the other dude? Javon Holland. I wanted Javon Holland over fucking Richie Grant.
I believe he'll go to the 49ers. I believe he will replace Jimmy Ward. And I believe this 49ers defense will help out Nick Bosa on the back end by adding that man, Jordan Poyer. He's one of my favorite players in the league.
Yeah, Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie. Your teams, I be trying to figure out how you got to them. I ain't gonna lie. How you got to the 49? I don't know if they got any cap space to pay people right now because they got to pay Nick Bosa.
See, and that's what I believe the 49ers, the Jets, they can and should make a trade for, yes, Lamar Jackson. I believe they have assets to do that in player personnel as opposed to pick assets. And I believe Jordan Poyer is in need and he wants to win. And when you want to win, sometimes you'll sacrifice contract to be on a winning squad. Jesse Bates, I think he's going to do the opposite and go to the money as opposed to rings. Because he could say, I want less and go to a nice squad too. Maybe
he could just come back.
The Browns,
come back.
The Browns,
bro, stop.
No. You said you heard. No, listen. Earlier, you said the Browns. You heard that he might go to the Browns.
Yes, but you said he could go to a good team and go win.
Right, the Browns.
The Browns would help the Browns. Out your mouth.
The Denzel Ward is a top, let's say, 15 corner league. Myles Garrett, we know who he is. Maybe they add another linebacker. They have a pretty fast linebacker. I forgot bro's name. It's very lengthy. And then I forgot his name.
Oh, you talking about the Browns?
Yes, their linebacker.
Oh, they got JOK.
Yeah, the dude from Notre Dame.
Yeah, JOK.
Yeah, they also got Deion Jones there too.
Right,
that's not nothing.
I mean, if you solidify the back end, that helps that team out a lot against the likes of Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. So let's just see, because we're in the middle of free agency, the beginning of it. So there's a lot of moves that can be made.
Jimmy, My problem was that you said good teams, and then the second team you brought up after Buffalo was the damn Browns.
because the
Like, let's
expectations are high for
who
that
got
squad.
expectations for the Browns?
And the contract
Just
is
you,
yo,
just you,
no. Yo,
just you.
if he
I
doesn't
think
bring
There's
us
a,
to
I
the
think a
contract,
lot of I think a
we
lot
can
of
shit
people
on him.
have high expectations, but
who
what you paid
Nick
Deshaun
Chubb?
Watson $230 million
question?
guaranteed.
Yes,
There
off of
is
that contract.
so there's an expectation to win, but
Okay,
is that
but
going to happen?
what is your expectation of the Browns?
My expectation is for them to win, but
Win what?
win a Super Bowl. That's why you go out and get that
That's no.
quarterback.
I'm saying that's your expectation for them.
That's the expectation you must
Did you
have for
tell it?
paying.
No, I'm asking you about you.
Let me ask you a
Yo,
question. Let me ask you a question. Atlanta Falcons go out and get Lamar Jackson. We pay him $240 million. What is the expectation?
To make it to the playoffs, I don't think y'all
Make
gonna be
it
a
to the
Super Bowl.
playoffs? No,
I don't
you
think
make
y'all
it.
gonna be a Super Bowl contender just
No,
going to
the
get Lamar.
expectation is for you to win a Super Bowl.
That's
Not
every
this year,
team.
not
That's
next
every
year.
team's.
No, it's not
That's
every.
every team's
It's not every
expectation.
team's
Every team
expectation.
is yes. Every team is like, okay, we need to get to the playoffs first, and then let's see what happens when we get to the playoffs. All I'm sitting here saying, like,
So the
we got to
Jets'
stop
expectation getting Rodgers is to make the playoffs.
championship. It's championship.
see, but the
But the
Falcons would
Jet,
be a
but the
success
Jets,
if they made it to
but
the
the
playoffs.
Jets
The
are
Browns would
in a
not.
better situation than the Browns.
Bro, they have Miles Garrett and Nick Chubb. Do you not understand who they are? And the offensive
What
line
does
is
the
top 5, top 10. Yo, Nick
bro,
Chubb might be the
bro?
best running back in the league. Miles Garrett is one
I'll
of the
give you
best.
that. He's the best running back. Let's stop acting like the Jets just some trash roster that they don't have talent in all levels. Every single level of their team
I'm
is
not
not
saying that.
missing anybody besides the quarterback.
I think the expectation is to win a championship, but I don't
Darius,
think they
all
will.
I'm asking
I don't
you
think they'll be a
is
good team.
what is your expectation? You keep telling me what the general expectation. What is
I'm
your
I'm
expectation?
I'm answering the question.
He
My
said, what?
expectation with bringing in Deshaun Watson is to win a championship.
So you think so? Basically, you think the Browns can win a championship?
No, I don't think they will.
So that's not your expectation.
My expectation is for them to win the championship.
What?
To be a contender for a champion. When you select who's going to win championship, you can't name but two teams. Like, potentially, because there's only two teams
No,
that can
you
play in the
can't.
championship.
No, you
What,
can't. You can
who
name
going to be
most.
contender for the team is what he's speaking on. He expects them to contend for a
You think
championship.
the Browns are a contender for the championship, Darius?
No, I don't. I think.
So
I
that's
think
not your
Now you're confusing me.
expectation.
I
That's
think they're
not
gonna.
your
I think they're
expectation.
gonna regret the Deshaun Watson contract.
Now watch this, Darius. Jimmy, you think the Browns are going to be a championship contender?
They better, or the GM
No,
should be
I need a
fired.
yes or
Deshaun's going to be
no.
shit on. So,
I need a
yes.
yes or yes.
I just said yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
If not, I'll be the first one knocking on their door,
You gonna have to, because ain't nobody else preaching for them. Like I don't
You
understand
Bob,
don't
why
just
you're so
pay him for
high.
no reason.
Why are you so high on them?
Bobby Wagner.
Jeez,
I see a
All these great
Seattle
players on the
reunion.
Browns.
I got Seattle too.
I got the Cowboys. I think he'll take a pay cut in and he wants to play for. He wants to win the championship. He wants to affect winning, and playing around Parsons is
Here
only going
you
to
go.
extend his. What? He's only going to extend his
Bro,
career. You want to go?
you keep bringing up winning with these organizations that have shown over a level of time that they are not going to win. The Cowboys
He
are a prime
wants to
example.
affect winning. Bobby Wagner knows he's one of the greatest linebackers of this generation, and if you pair him with another great talent, I think people think highly of themselves. And if you insert him, things change. I think if you put Odell Beckham on the Cowboys, he believes he can bring them over the top.
So
What's wrong
Cowboys
with
gonna
that?
win the Super Bowl if they get
Hell
them too.
no. I don't have that expectation for them. I just believe the
Just the
combination
Browns,
of
though.
talents.
Just the Browns, though.
It'll be similar to the Rams. You have Parsons, you have somebody on the back end, you have Bobby in the middle. Whatever he was thinking last year might be able to happen on the Cowboys this year because the Cowboys offense is better than the Rams last year. Stop it.
You high on the Browns and the Cowboys, ain't it?
No, I'm not. The Cowboys past December, I don't believe it. But on paper, it looks beautiful. And I could see a guy saying, put me, Bobby Wagner, around this talent and watch what we do.
Lord have mercy. Where y'all got Jacoby Myers going to?
Coming to the A.
Yo.
Coming to the A.
Yo, most his list is Atlanta.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing?
Wait.
He just said something about me with the Bears, and he got like 3 or 4 players going to the Falcons.
Don done took the full list of defensive linemen going to the Bears. Them,
I got
they
two. I got
$100
two.
million in
Yes,
cap space.
they got
You better
100
put some
mil,
respect on our name. We got $85 million in money,
and still
we
gonna be a
spend
bum
it.
ass team.
Nah. We not. You gonna put some respect on the Falcons organization.
Jesus,
So
everybody coming to Atlanta.
I picked
Next you gonna
three
say
people.
Joe
really
Burrow
don't think
coming to Atlanta.
we don't want him. We don't want him. You gotta keep him. I got three people coming to Atlanta, and only one I'm sure about, and
Who you
the
sure
other,
about?
I'm sure about Jesse Bates. I think they're really gonna go out and try to get Jesse Bates. But I'm iffy on Davenport, and I think we have a shot to get Jacoby Myers.
You only had that was the
That'd be
only
a
three
nice
people you
fit.
had.
That's the only three people I got.
Thought you had a fourth one somewhere in there.
I thought so too, but Jacoby would be a good fit though for that receiving core.
He cool, I guess. I got him going to the Giants. I mean, if you ask me, that's a better situation to go to. You got a better quarterback, better running back, better O line, better defense. Giants are just.
They got two solid foundations and tackles.
They're just missing a number one receiver. I don't know if Jacoby Myers can be a number one receiver, but I mean Daniel Jones, I poo-poo him, but he did make some unknown guys like Hodges and Richie James like look decent last year. So if you bring in a decent wide receiver, maybe he can make them look good. And I'm more so gonna say that's Brian Daboll, but.
I'm just glad he's up out of New England after that fucking shenanigans. He tried to throw the ball back and what else? I don't know. He was a part of shenanigans last year. We had a lot of shenanigans going on. And he was a part of it. So I'm glad you're gone. Now I do believe he'll go to the Giants, but he's not a number one option. I believe he's going for the money, and I think he's going for the opportunity to show what he can be. But I don't think his ceiling will be a number one target. So I actually like him going to Atlanta as far as fit. I think putting him around other targets and let him be the second to third on any given day is better for him and his stock. But I have
I had to think right quick. I was about to say, who the hell is the number one on the Falcons? But then,
Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I like that.
Kareem Hunt. I got him going to the Bills. I think he's a better fit there because they're more downhill, ground and pound. And I mean, I think he can, different from Miles Sanders, I think he can take a lot more hits and also give defenders, he'll lower his shoulder. He'll break more tackles. He's a bigger body. I think Kareem Hunt will be solid for the Bills. I just don't know if Kareem Hunt could still be that every down back like he was when he was with Kansas City because he didn't have that opportunity with Cleveland.
I think Kareem Hunt is going to those Broncos. I think he'll fit well in sharing a backfield with the young star. I think that Sean Payton does very well at making sure that his running backs get out in open space and scheming them up. And I think Kareem Hunt will fit very well with those Broncos. And I think he wants to have more on his shoulders. So I think the Broncos will be a good fit.
I think he goes to the Lions. I think they're going to lose Jamal Williams. He might be a bingo real soon. And I think they're going to have to replace him. So go get Kareem Hunt.
All right. So
the spicy topic.
Get overrated / underrated. Man, oh man. Let's see what we got here. So I guess I'll start this one off, and I'm gonna start it with an old school guy. Old school. I didn't get a chance to watch him, but I will say he's an overrated NFL player, and that's Bo Jackson. As an athlete, great athlete, two-way sport player, MLB, NFL, great college player at Auburn. But as an NFL, his career was basically killed with his injury. He's never went over for 1K yards. He's never had over 5 rushing touchdowns in 1 year, in 4 seasons. So, I mean, as an NFL player, everyone's like, Bo Jackson, you know what I'm saying? He has some good highlights. Like, you YouTube his highlights. He got some good highlights. But as an NFL player, He's a little overrated.
Mm,
Purely
I,
as an NFL player, not as an athlete. Great, very great athlete.
I like how you said that honestly because I can't help but just to die down just a little bit, but
yeah,
at the same time,
I can't really say much.
see the thing is, if it depends on what you value, and if you value longevity, then obviously you're right. But if you're talking about peak for peak when it comes to placing him into onto other teams, like I'm not sure. Emmett Smith. Put him in an Emmett Smith's situation, and maybe he's not as injury prone. You see what I'm saying? So, situation
What?
matters. But it's a running back. This is a running back. I'm just on his situation and what
If
he
I'm
had to
not
work with.
mistaken, Bo Jackson might have played with like Earl Campbell
No,
and
I understand that. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking on a situation because I'm not a historian when it comes to football to understand the situation that the running backs of his time had. But I'm just speaking on Emmitt Smith. I think his stocks would drop if he was in a different situation. I think Bo Jackson's stock would rise if he was in the situation. That's all.
I could just see what he did his first 4 years in the NFL. He did nothing.
Jeez.
I'm gonna just move on. Jimmy, who you got? Who
Yo.
you got?
All right. So for me, I'm gonna start with an underrated player. What do y'all want me to go NFL first or NBA? Because
Don't
this is
matter.
I can't. I'm just smiling regardless. I'm gonna go NBA. Underrated player Chauncey Billups, Mr.
I like
Big
it.
Shot. Chauncey Billups is
I
such
like
an
it.
underrated player. I would take him over CP3. I think he needs to be in the top 5 to 7 point guard of all time list. Yes, I said. Yes, I said it. Rajon Rondo. You talking about clutch Rondo, playoff Rondo? We should talk about playoff Billups because this guy is clutch with it. You talking about Finals MVP
Very
in
clutch.
'04. If you put CP3 on that Pistons team, I don't know. And if you and they talking about Carmelo on that squad and what the Pistons would be, the
That
leader
would have
that
been
Chauncey is,
cheating.
no, yeah, that would be cheating. That
That'd
really
be
would be cheating.
cheating.
That'd be cheating. And but the leader that Chauncey would be would still be highlighted. Like you seen when Melo and Chauncey played later in their career on the Nuggets. The only time that Melo went to the Western Conference Finals was with that man Chauncey Billups, not Allen Iverson, an iconic figure, someone who we consider better than Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups was able to deliver more than Allen Iverson, one of the greatest guards of all time. You're talking about the leadership ability on, not just a team with mad role players, but a team with a bigger ego in Carmelo Anthony. That team competed against the Lakers and Kobe Bryant, and Chauncey competed against the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, and Shaq and won. Chauncey Billups they need to put more respect on his name. Chauncey Billups is that guy.
Nigga
Uh,
nonsense at its
I'm
finest.
I'm not mad at the pick, but
No, I'm mad at what he said.
as a pure point, CP3. Come on, you got to stop poop. Even though CP3 hasn't,
Jesus.
you know why Jimmy killed CP3 because he hasn't showed up in the playoffs. That's why.
And they call him
Bro,
point guard. Stop it. My
that's
God
fine.
wins.
That's fine, bro. Like we get that. A lot of people don't win in the playoffs, but let's stop acting like Chauncey Billups is even half the talent that Chris Paul is. Like he had some good situations. I give him that. He hit
Very
big shots.
clutch.
I give him that. But let's stop acting like Chris Paul ain't like one of those guys that when you think of the best point guards, he's gonna be in that
Top
top
10.
five. Top five. Chauncey Billups not even coming in probably top 20 at best.
And that's why I say he's underrated because I think
It's
he
not
needs to be higher.
underrated. It's not underrated
He
because
needs to be higher.
if we was to go down a list of like all of NBA, there's a lot of guys that you could just say like, yeah, they're better than Chris Paul. I mean, better than Chauncey Billups.
Let me ask you this: James Harden or Carmelo, who y'all taking?
James Harden.
Okay, so James Harden, CP3 played with him, right? You're not taking James Harden, but with Melo, Chauncey's supposed to be a lesser player than CP3. Melo's supposed to be a lesser player than James Harden, and yet they made it to the Western Conference and lost to the team that went to the finals 3 times in a row.
CP3
Yes,
broke his hand.
I was gonna say they made it to the Western
that's
Conference also.
right. That's a part of it. And the reason why they didn't make it over the hump in a lot of people's minds is because of CP3. You look at CP3's injury prone. Chauncey
That was
Billups,
1 year. That was one
no,
year because
no,
of his
CP3
injury.
CP3's been injury prone for a while, even after that
No,
and
I'm
before
saying
that.
I think before that too.
Every time they met the Warriors, I remember that 1 year where he was out when James Harden was up like what 3-2 or something,
He played
and the
hurt also.
Warriors
Yeah.
came back. The Warriors came back, but those, I mean, and then you got the what it was, Mr. Houston Rocket. What it was? How many shots? How many threes y'all missed in that fourth quarter that y'all just kept taking?
Don't disrespect us.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just
it was
asking. I'm
historic. It was
just,
historic
yeah, like
trash.
I'm
I'm a,
not gonna put. I'm not putting that on Chris Paul. Like it was just the team and Mike D'Antoni and that whack ass scheme. Like I don't know, man.
I don't know about
I,
whack
I
ass
just
scheme, but
yeah, that's
I just can't. I
it was
can't.
Chauncey.
Uh, I'll go light right now. It's because I got two names for overrated that I know one of them somebody might have something to say, but I'm gonna go with my own team. 2011 Miami Heat, the first year of the Big Three. I was told that there's not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven. Bruh, LeBron ain't even show up in the finals, bro. D Wade was left out there by himself, balling. I mean, wasted. He wasted Wade's last great finals run. I mean, they had two of the top five players at that time, and LeBron just completely melted down. They let Dirk. Like you got Wade and Bron versus Dirk and Jason Terry, and
I
you wasn't
hate Jason Terry.
and you wasn't able to, bro. What? Okay, okay, and you was
I
even
hate Jason
able
Terry.
to even pull this game out, and then what? 2 years later, you melted again versus well, I won't call it a melt. 3 years later, you lost to the Spurs. You should have lost to the Spurs the year before if it wasn't for that Ray Allen clutch shot, because Greg Popovich took out Tim Duncan for what reason, God knows. But hey, this team could really only have one championship, literally, and that's because they beat up on the Baby Thunder. But
I
not
like
too
that.
much, not too much on my Miami Heat.
I like that. I like that.
I like it a
Um,
lot. I co-sign that motherfucker.
uh, you know what? I go with an underrated player, and I'm gonna go with Darren Sproles, another OG Swiss Army knife. I mean, he's six all time, all purpose yards. Hey, yo, my coach, when I played in college, he said he's seen Darren Sproles play in college, one of the best football players he's seen all time. Anytime he touched the ball, he said it looked like damn near he was scoring every single time. Um,
That's how all the NFL players look if you look at them.
not all of them.
Lamar Jackson highlight is crazy. Derrick Henry highlights is crazy.
Not all of them. But yeah, I mean, he could do it all. Special teams. Don looking at me crazy, but
I'm just saying,
we're gonna see if Darren Sproles make it to the Hall of Fame.
it won't be as a running back. It'd be as a special teamer if he do.
Yeah, just like Devin Hester,
Devin Hester was that guy.
he was that guy.
Derek
But
Sproles is mad versatile. Mad versatile.
I agree, he is versatile, but okay. Let's go, Jimmy. Who you got?
You know what? I'm gonna go to Josh Norman. Overrated. Oh my gosh, he was so overrated. And it's based off of Luke Kuechly and that Panthers defense that made him look like he was more than what he is. He was really a cover three corner, and he was getting paid like he was a lockdown number one man-to-man guy, chasing them around over and over. And he's not that guy. He's not Darrell. He's not Jalen Ramsey. He's not those guys, and yet he wanted to be paid like those guys. Man, all I thought about with that stiff arm with Derrick Henry is how overrated Josh Norman really is, and it's just a
Bro, it's
reminder.
old.
That man is old. He needs. I hope he retired. I see he was a free agent or
I
something.
thought he played last year.
Last year he played for someone last year. Oh my goodness, he needs to go ahead and give it up. And even in his prime, this man was overrated.
I ain't going that far, man. Bro,
He was
was
overrated.
hey.
He almost made my list.
How long? Them 2 or 3 years in Carolina, bro he was pretty good. I'm not going to sit here and say he was overrated after he left Carolina, but he was underpaid when he was with Carolina. He was putting up shit. Some games, some days he locked up Julio. So I'm just going to sit here and just go look at the numbers. Go look at the numbers. So I'm just like, I agree. After he left, he was overrated, but I don't know, man.
Who you got done?
Are we doing like the little thing y'all doing, positive and negative, or y'all want me to just stay straight up negative?
You like to stay on that other side.
Let's see. You know what? No, I'll do what y'all doing. because I want to show some of my Bengals some love because these guys don't get love in the NFL. My first one, I got probably third best wide receiver third best wide receiver to ever touch Cincinnati, and that boy Chad Johnson. Bro put up 11,000 yards. I believe he should be a Hall of Famer. Um, Bro would tell the defense his route and still route them up.
Who?
And Chad Johnson.
Oh, Chad Johnson. Okay, yeah, I like that.
And I'm just looking at some of the people that's in the Hall of Fame above him, and it's like, bro got better stats. I get it. He had that bad mistake that night, but Burr is probably the best, has the best NFL celebrations that the league probably has ever seen. I mean, I believe he's a Bengals great. I believe he should be a Hall of Famer, and he will be in the Bengals Ring of Honor next year. So, appreciation to Chad Johnson.
Who's
I like
number
that.
1 and 2 over him?
Well, it's premature, but I believe Jamar Chase is going to be the best wide receiver to ever touch Cincinnati, and then AJ Green.
I'm taking Ocho.
You taking Chad over AJ?
I'm taking Chad as a.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it,
I feel like Chad was naturally gifted. Like,
bro. Stop sleeping on AJ, bro.
Feet work was crazy.
I agree.
Really
I agree, but AJ was a problem.
Nah, AJ was a problem. AJ was considered the top in that top 5 with Julio, AB. I mean, even Des Bryant was up there at that time too.
Yeah.
Another overrated player. Some may say he's because he gets poo-pooed all the time. It's very easy to talk about this guy. But he gets paid like a top dog, and that's Ben Simmons. Very, very overrated.
He almost made my list.
Very overrated. And I love Ben Simmons. Like I think, I don't know why, but like when I look at a point forward, I would love to have Ben Simmons like his 6'11", can pass, can play defense, can rebound. But this man can't shoot for his life. I don't get it. He might be the worst shooting. He might be the worst guard. Shoot as far as shooting wise, all time, the worst, because it's so bad. But I mean, giving up dunks at late in the game, like what you doing? What you doing, bro? And for him to make the amount of money he makes and to be that bad offensively as far as scoring the ball, it doesn't make a difference. Like he plays defense very well, but it doesn't change the win scale. Like he's not dominating on the defensive end to help his team fight in a playoff series. I mean, he's barely played within the last couple of years. Mental health is a very serious thing, so him going through that, I get it. Besides that, I'm just talking about his basketball game. Very overrated player, and I don't know, man. I don't see him ending up well in Brooklyn.
He'll be out of there. Oh boy. Now, for me and this overrated fella here, man, oh man, Mr. Eli Manning, come on down, motherfucker. Come on down.
Hey, I'm staying in New York too, Jimmie. I'm staying in New York too.
That is hate. Oh,
Eli made my list.
Yes. Please do, Eli, because it's not about you in those championships. Okay, it was about the Tucks of the world, the Strahams of the world, the Pierce.
Oh, Europe.
Oh, come on. Josh Jacobs. I mean, come on. The clutch ability. We need to speak on before I start shooting on you. I'm gonna say you are a clutch quarterback. More clutch than Aaron Rodgers, and I'd like to see it. More clutch than Tony Romo. Guys that we thought were better than you performed better than when
I think Tony
matters
Romo
the most.
better than him.
Anywho, most people. And so again, with Eli Manning, you are overrated. Your clutch ability is acknowledged, but let's not sit here and act like you're a true Hall of Famer. Like you really truly changed the game when really that catch changed it more than your throw the first time around. And you're talking about the defense that was shutting down a high octane offense with like some Randy Moss on and Tom Brady. So we're gonna acknowledge the defense more than you, and even the coach and the backing of Josh Jacobs in that run game. Josh Jacobs, Jacob,
Yeah, Josh Jacob.
Josh Jacobs, big fella, bruiser. Nobody was trying to tackle him. Let's talk about that first before we talk about you, Eli Manning. I'm sorry to poo poo.
I'm not. I know this could be a longer conversation, so I'm not even going to entertain it too much. But I will say, Eli made some great passes. Bro hit David Tyree on that boundary. Let's not act like he didn't do that. Let's stop acting like bro didn't hit Plaxico in the back of the end. Let's just stop acting like Eli wasn't.
Clutch.
It
was that's the clutch ability.
True, the clutch ability.
No, but what I'm saying is he had to go out there and make these passes against Jimmie's GOAT. Coach against your GOAT coach. He's supposed to be this defensive expert, and you're 0-2 versus Eli Manning.
Bro,
so
they didn't give up more than 7 points.
Bro, all I'm sitting here saying is when it mattered, the defense was to show up. Eli showed up, and on top of that, to make it there, he beat the Packers. I believe he might have beat the Eagles. He might have beat the Eagles one of those years. Like, let's stop trying to poo-poo this man. Like, he's done more than a lot of these guys that some of us praise.
If Eli didn't have the pull that he did from Archie, from Peyton, you think he'll be out of? You think New York would have got rid of him? Mind you. He got traded. If I'm not mistaken, he got drafted by the Chargers. Or who did
he just didn't want. Yeah,
he got drafted by another team. I think it's the Chargers, and said, "I will not play for this organization." They traded him.
Do you think? I mean,
just
honestly, a lot of people could do. A lot of people. They were saying Burrow was going to do that with Cincinnati before he came here. Like, if you're a top guy coming out of the league, I believe you can do that.
Send me that article. I don't believe it.
You don't remember that? You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
And with Trevor Lawrence, I remember that.
Trevor Lawrence too? Yeah. I believe it.
Like, it's like, let's move on. Let's move on. Because I am not getting started today. Do you want to speak on Eli too, since you have him?
No, he's had double-digit interceptions every single year he's been in the league, except his first and his last. And I can tell you now, his win and loss column is the exact same: 117, 117. Besides his clutch factor, I mean, Eli is pretty overrated as a quarterback, as a full-time quarterback.
Jimmie, what you think? The more spicy, well, both might be spicy, but one of them is going to get somebody to say something.
Say it with your chest and see if it's
say less. One of the most overrated people that somebody just brought up earlier, Carmelo Anthony. Bro has done nothing in the NBA besides score. Bro has not won a championship. Only thing he's done is won a national championship, 3 gold medals. Bro has only been to the conference finals once, second round twice. He's missed the playoffs with the Knicks his last 4 seasons, and a guy that we notoriously have said is more about the money than actually winning. He decided to get traded from the Nuggets before the end of the season, which cost the Knicks pieces that they could have used to get to a championship, all because he acted like he couldn't wait a couple more months to go to the Knicks. And he had a chance to go play with Bron and them. He decided to take the money again. So I'm just trying to figure out what has Carmelo done to get this high of a praise besides just score. That's all he's done. It's just score. But there's a lot of guys that just score. Gilbert Arenas scores. Allen Iverson scored. Well, Allen Iverson actually led his team to the finals, so I can't even compare him to Carmelo. T-Mac scored. Like, there's a lot of guys out here that just does what Carmelo does, but he gets this highly touted like he's done something out here.
He's won 3. You just listed off in
the NBA. In the NBA, what has he done?
Won 3 gold medals. You just said
I said it. In the NBA. That's Olympics.
Is that not? Does that not go in your?
Yes,
in
that goes on your resume. But I'm
resume.
saying, what has he won any championships? Is the real question. He has not done none of that. He
So
has
that
not
means
led
you're
his
saying
team.
Gilbert Arenas is overrated, and I can't. I really love Gilbert
I
Arenas,
don't think
but
Gilbert Arenas is
I'm not.
overrated because I don't think people like tout him as much as they do Carmelo.
Oh my gosh, CP3. You know what? I'm not even bring him up because there's a lot of guys who don't win
He's at least made it.
championships.
He's at least made it to the finals and been to the Western Conference Finals a couple different times. Carmelo
When
has only done that one time.
when did Melo put himself in opportunity on a situation that CP3 did? The Sun situation was a lot better. Carmelo's
Bro,
situation going
you
through the
didn't
West is
listen
a
to what
lot
I
harder
said then.
than
You didn't listen
AI's.
to what I said then because I just said every time he chose the money every single time. He could have put himself with Braun and Wade. He chose the money. The Knicks, he decided to get traded mid-season instead of waiting to go there in free agency so they wouldn't have to give up so much to get him. Like Carmelo has done that time and time again, and now we just gonna play like we didn't see this stuff when it was happening.
You can say the same thing about Damian Lillard. He don't put himself in the situation. He takes the money too. He doesn't put himself in the situation that CP3 does. His situation hasn't been the same as CP3. Melo's road has been a lot harder than AI's road, having to go through Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant and the likes of T Mac when they were healthy, like the Suns when they were nice, the Utah Jazz. Like these are squads that was a lot more, you know, difficult in the road as opposed to AI's road.
Bro, we could say that about. I don't even know how AI got bought up, but
You brought him up.
You did.
what I said.
You
You
said
said
at least he led his team to a championship.
Yeah, but then I said I don't want to bring AI up, but yeah, but I'm just yes, he's made it. AI, I agree. Maybe you might can say the East was a little bit more weaker back then. I'm not too sure about that because they did have Vince Carter, they had Ray
middle.
Allen, they had Ray Allen. They still who else was out there at that time? Uh Gilbert Arenas was out there. The Pistons was out there. Boston was still out there. Like there was teams that was still pretty good in the East, but Miami was still out there. Like bro, like let's not act like the
Chicago.
East. Yeah, let's not act like the East was just so much easier. Like
Hey, it
Carmelo and
was clearly.
Oh,
Stop
wait.
it. There was two
Orlando.
dynasties in the West.
it
Orlando.
wasn't.
There was
Like
two dynasties in the West,
I just
literally.
named I just named off you talking about the Lakers.
And the Spurs were they not dynasties? They accounted
Yes,
for 10
but then
championships
the
in
other
how many
people,
years?
who else out there? You started naming like Carmelo just didn't. I'm gonna look up who he played. Carmelo just didn't deliver. That's just what it was. That's all because bro, we got bounced out of the first round time and time again.
That's
By
crazy.
who?
Okay,
But
we'll go.
see, we named all the teams, if I'm not mistaken. It's literally it's literally the Utah Jazz, the Lakers, and the Spurs. Those are the teams that was knocking him out of the playoffs.
And those teams are better than the teams. Those teams were winning the same year they were knocking him out.
Yeah, because I mean, you had an older AI
Okay,
on
hold
his
on.
roster. He
Bro
did have
lost.
Chauncey, but
Bro
an
lost
older
to Minnesota.
Chauncey.
Bro lost to Minnesota in 04.
He
Kevin
was
Garnett, are you serious?
KG was giving them
y'all
buckets, and then also
y'all
Melo's
talk like
own.
Carmelo is like that. Don't. It was just KG. That's
It
all
was
it was. It
just
was not.
KG.
It was not
It
a
was
Who
just
was
dynasty.
Melo.
It was not a dynasty.
Who was
So
KG in the
It
East?
was
it was not.
KG was
It
a
was not a
dog in the
dynasty.
East.
I'm not taking that away from him. All I'm sitting here saying is y'all was saying, oh, he had to play this
Wait,
team and that team out
you
west.
said 0304?
It was yeah,
Bro, that was his
0304.
rookie year.
Against KG.
Okay.
His rookie.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm just going down his. I'm just going down the
Wow.
thing.
Then his second year in the
Next
league,
year lost to the
to
Spurs.
We said that.
06 Clippers. What happened there? Who was on the Clippers?
Darius Miles.
All right, moving on. Moving on.
I'm joking because he actually wasn't. Elton Brand was dogging with the.
Is Elton Brand considered on the same level as Carmelo?
No, you say his second year in the league?
No, that's his third. That's his third.
Elton Brand's not.
No, that's his fourth.
NBA?
Yeah, that's his third.
Wait,
you said what?
Is not now. Elton Brand is not well respected in the NBA.
Not on. He's not highly touted as Carmelo.
Oh, he's not highly talented. No,
touted as Carmelo.
Oh,
like when you think about the best power forwards, his name never comes up.
Of course, but
if you talk about best small forwards, Carmelo's name is going to come up.
But even if we look at Melo's team, Andre Miller,
bro. Hey, all I'm sitting here is going down the list. I'm sure if I click on this Clippers team, the team is going to be weak as hell.
The point, a lot of people
So,
have bad losses in the postseason.
hey,
If you get a level of consistency within those losses, yes, but the West was clearly
hold on,
more.
hold on. I'm still going down.
Next year he
If,
lost to
if
the
you
Spurs.
Spurs, if y'all want to use Spurs, okay. If you want to say
They
Lakers,
ain't the
that's
Jazz.
cool. That's we no, it was the Lakers.
It was the Jazz.
Oh 08. I'm
It's
on
just
08.
if it's the Lakers, it's just more
It's
to
the
our point.
Lakers. That's cool. 09. He beat the Hornets, beat the Mavericks, lost to the Lakers.
Again,
Then 2010, he lost to the Jazz. That's Darren Williams.
Darren
Okay.
Williams was a top guy at the
Okay.
time.
Hold on, bro. Oh,
But he's good.
11 lost to the Celtics. I give you that big three. I ain't gonna say nothing about that. 12, Miami lost. Next year, 2013, he beat Boston, but then he lost to the Pacers. Um, that's
Pacers was like in the
That's Paul George.
mm-hmm.
Next year in 18, lost to Utah, Donovan Mitchell.
Bro, he was 33 years old. He was only averaging 11. Come on, dogs. OKC.
Yo, let's
Yeah,
just
he
move on
reaching.
cause time. But hey,
Yeah.
y'all can talk
Look,
this man how y'all want, but all he was a scorer. He never won when it mattered. And Jimmie, I'm surprised by you because you like to say playoff stuff, and he is not delivered in the playoffs.
See, you wanted to eliminate one of the big reasons I was going to praise him, Charles Barkley as well. When all the stars are gathered in the room, the top dog is someone who's able to adjust and fit into the winning culture. And Melo was doing that. Melo elevated his game. D Wade watered down his game a little bit. Charles Barkley elevated his game. Larry Bird, Magic, they were older, so they watered down their egos in their game a little bit. Melo and Charles Barkley with stars elevate, even in All-Star games and stuff. They're competitors. The competitive nature.
Wade didn't elevate his game when the big three came.
I'm talking about with the USA team when the team is together. Like we poo him going to get money, but let's not act like he doesn't have a lesser ego to be able to adjust and change.
That sounds like a character flaw, but I'm gonna move on.
I will say, yeah, because
Praise.
we are crunch time right here. Just to kind of, we'll get on this another day. But he did bring those rosters to at least the playoffs damn near every
He
single
missed the
year.
playoffs the last 4 years with the Knicks.
Because they was trash. You can literally say the Knicks was trash.
Oh my
Mark stay hurt. Now it's supposed to be a running mate. Lean on journeyman.
Bro, what that mean? I know guys that get to the playoffs every year, just one man show.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Jimmie, how many more underrated or overrated players you got?
Oh, man, I got a little list here. I got Scottie Pippen as an underrated individual. Yes,
I got that.
Yes. I got also Fred Taylor. He is underrated. I believe
like
this
that.
man needs to be spoke on a little bit more. He came into a situation where it was brand new, and he made do with what he had, 11,000 career yards.
Don, who you got?
To do it pretty quickly, I do the underrated right quickly. I got Scotty. 6 championships. MJ went and had those championships with Scotty. He locked up Magic and led to the Bulls to 55 wins. My last underrated, another Bengals kid, Ken Riley, just got inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. He has 65 interceptions. 5 of them was returned for touchdowns. I don't think he gets the respect that he needs. And my last overrated team, it's the Dallas Cowboys every single damn year. It does not matter the year. Since 95, it does not matter. They've missed the playoffs 15 times since that time period. But every single time I hear a Cowboys fan, they say, oh, this is our year. We're going to win the Super Bowl. But, hey, that's why y'all overrated every single year.
My last 2 overrated players, underrated. I think Phillip Rivers is a little underrated. Consistently 4,000
But you poo-pooed Eli. Oh, my God.
Yeah, because Phillip Rivers was a better quarterback than Eli Manning.
Oh, my God.
I just said Eli was more clutch.
You know what? We're going to have this conversation another day.
I agree with Jimmie that Eli was more clutch. But as a quarterback, I'm taking Phillip Rivers any day of the week. And honestly, if it wasn't for that pick 6 fumble, they would have been in the Super Bowl that year. They won 14-2. So, I mean, granted, it's a collective because they had a squad. They had Antonio Cromartie. They had Sean Miriam. Uh, I think that's his last name. They
Sean
had
Merriman. Yeah.
Sean Merriman. They had LaDainian Tomlinson. They had a squad. Antonio Gates. So you can't put it all on Phillip, and we can't consistently say he was very consistent every single year. When you're talking about a gunslinger as far as a quarterback, that's Phillip Rivers. He literally called organizations. He called the 49ers and said, yo, y'all gonna really run the playoffs with Brock Purdy? Put me in the game, coach. And Phillip Rivers is a
And
gamer.
that's why he was still on the
And
couch.
and he'll still talk shit to you even when he's down by 30 or up by 30, no matter what. And another underrated player to me, I gotta represent Duke Nation. You know what I'm saying, I think JJ Redick was pretty underrated as a player in the NBA. I think JJ Redick was very underrated. He played it. He meant a lot to his teams. The Clippers played well for the Magic. Yep.
He did play well for the Magic. He did
So-
play well for the
NBA free agency.
So when you talk about greatest shooters all time, JJ's up there.
Jesus,
He's
NBA free
definitely
agency.
So
He's definitely up there.
NBA
Jimmy,
free.
who you got? Who you get? Because your cousin is speaking some nigga nonsense. He just chatting. He is doing a whole bunch of Jesus.
The Orlando take, I like it. Clippers, yeah, they needed more. They need to bring him off the bench instead of Jamal. But for me, as far as this NBA free agency, I got Draymond Green. Draymond Green has been shitted on in the media for a while now. It seems Dylan Brooks has been going at him saying if it wasn't for that dynasty, what would you be? Well, I think he would be a hell of a lot if he was to go to the Memphis Grizzlies or, yes, your Miami Heat. If you
I don't want him. I do not
That's
want
fine.
him.
That's fine. Pat Miley just might, and the reason he just might is
We
because
do
the
not
culture.
want
The
him.
culture is shaky right now. So Draymond Green could help. First off, Jimmy Butler extend his career. Bam Adebayo be more of a dog. You wouldn't need a center behind Bam. Bam can stretch the floor just a little bit. Draymond can play the center role, pick and pop, and he still extends the defense because of his playmaking ability at the perimeter. Dribble handoffs with Tyler Hero, I like it. Dribble handoff with Jimmy Butler, I like it. Dribble handoff with Duncan Robinson, also covering him on defense, I like it. Putting him with like-minded individuals when it comes to a high IQ, I love it. Putting him on Memphis, challenging the dog next to you, and adding dogs to the equation. Instead of having Steven Adams next to Jaren Jackson, why not have Draymond Green? Someone who can stretch the floor because of his playmaking ability, not because of his shooting ability. I think if you put him beside other players other than Stephen Clay, he then is forced to shoot like he did before. I'm not saying he would get the shooting touch again, but I think that dimension of his game needs to be revisited so he can extend his career and help himself and his stock. I believe Ja off of dribble handoffs. I believe Ja off ball helps him also extend his career because he's like the likes of John Wall, Westbrook, Fox, with the legs after a while will regress. So your off ball play and your skills when it comes to shooting need to increase. And Draymond's playmaking ability from that position is a rare thing. So Draymond to Miami or Memphis, I love it.
Jimmy, that might be your worst take I ever heard. Oh my Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not
You
gonna
don't
lie
like
to you.
Draymond? It's okay.
I don't like
it's-
Draymond on those teams. I like Draymond.
That's what I'm saying.
I like Draymond on the Lakers. I think
Why?
him and LeBron has a good relationship. I think he'll bring that dog mentality that you're talking about. They need a guy that's going to get in players' faces. They need a guy that's going to spark the roster. And then not
Memphis
only
don't?
that, yeah, they do. But I think that Draymond can help LeBron, help take the pressure off LeBron from having to be so ball dominant. LeBron can play a little bit more off ball. It'll open up the floor for AD as far as the alleys and like you said the pick and roll. So there's I think Draymond on that team with his defensive IQ, because they need defense. I think he's able to maximize his talent with a roster like that.
I'll say this: if we're going off of just a championship level roster, then yeah, the Lakers would be good. But as far as like the Heat, bro, we already got Bam. Bam literally does the same exact stuff that you're saying that Draymond does. Draymond would bring nothing to the Heat. besides another washed up player like Kyle Lowry. Like
Wow. Don't mix my favorite player with
like
my least favorite player and
right.
saying you're gonna bring the same thing
Like
to the table.
yes,
No.
For the Heat, yes, he would not bring nothing for us.
Wow.
And besides bad shooting, but then Memphis literally hates Tremont. I cannot see him going there. My choice, because this team has the Warriors have not been good ever since he decided to punch Jordan Poole. I say this. I think he goes back home. I think he goes to the Pistons and retires as a Piston. He gets to play.
So,
He plays at home. He's from Michigan, so why not retire at home?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
what the hell?
What's your next free agent?
Who, me?
Uh,
Oh,
I got Fred Van Vliet. I think he leaves the Raptors. The Raptors are just not going nowhere, and I believe he does a sign and trade with the Suns. The Suns was looking at him before the trade deadline. I believe they can probably put some stuff together to get Fred Van Vliet. Maybe ship old Chris Paul out. Maybe he retires. Who knows? But I like Fred Van Vliet with the Suns, with D Book, with KD. That's a championship roster right there with 8.
I got Fred going to Dallas. Gives a little pressure off
Where's Kyrie?
Kyrie and Luca.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
They don't have cap space for that.
I have to move Christian Wood or something.
He a free agent.
Yeah, if they found a way to get Fred, I you I'm sure
You
Mark
never
can
know,
find
man.
Mark can find some money. Mark can find some money. He got money. But from a defensive standpoint, he ain't the best defender, but he ain't the worst. He gets a little gritty down there. So as a ball handler option, as a better defensive option than what you have at your guards already, I think Fred with Dallas could work.
Yeah, I got Fred Van Vliet not going to Dallas, but the fit is perfect for now and the future for those LA Lakers. He's able to be the combo guard that allows, like you said earlier, LeBron to be off ball. Fred Van Vliet also is someone who has championship pedigree. He has a combos guard mind when it comes to off ball. Willingness to play off ball is something that has been picked up in this era, and I believe he's a great example of that. And a guard who can play off ball only extends what he's able to offer the team. And so I believe that, along with his effort type of mentality when it comes to defense, he's an effort defender, and I love that. And his willingness to pass when it comes to being in the midst of a pick and roll. With versatile players, you're talking about Scotty Barnes, Pascal, and such. Vanderbilt fits the mold. AD fits the mold. LeBron fits the mold of versatile players. He's used to playing with a Kawhi type of guy. Again, versatile players. So he can be the guy. He can be the off ball guy. I think he'll fit well for this injury prone Lakers roster now and later.
You already have D'Angelo Russell.
Okay.
You'd rather have Van
Fred-
Vliet than
yes.
D'Angelo Russell.
Yes.
I think they the same player.
I feel
Wow.
bad for D'Angelo Russell. Like because I actually think he's better than what a lot of people may think because he's been on quite a few teams already. But he's like the easy trade package. Like he's the best player. His value is so high that he's the best player. He's the easiest and best player to trade.
Yeah.
So to bring in other pieces, all right, we'll give you D'Angelo Russell, but he's actually a really good player.
I don't see the difference between him and Fred Van Vliet. To be honest with you, they both are around the same. I think they're good players. I don't think that anything changes with either one of them. To be honest with you,
I think
Fred is a better
D'Angelo's
spotter. Yeah.
I think
That's
D'Angelo's a
possible.
better passer. Gets guys open.
But I say this, my last one. I'm gonna make Darius happy. I got that boy Harden going back to the Rockets. I mean, rumors are swirling. Philly is not going to win nothing. I mean, why not go back to Houston where it all started, basically, where you became the man that you are today? And I don't know if he's going to help that young team do anything, but I at least just say go back to Houston. Go back to those strip clubs you like to go to.
Yep.
I mean, go back if you don't want to win a damn thing. I mean,
He isn't going to win where he at now.
We got
At least a
we
try.
got Sengun. We got We got
Jalen Green, Jabari
We
Smith,
got Jabari Smith.
Tari
We
Eason.
about to get Wanamaker. Yo, we
Stop
out
it.
here, man.
Stop it.
We
Stop it.
out
Stop
here.
it. Stop it.
We
Yo,
about to get
Stop
Victor.
it.
We good.
Stop it.
and
We
LeBron
good.
and Harden's supposed to
Yup.
lead those guys.
Yup.
Wow.
We welcome you back. Open arms, Harden. Come on back. Uh, just to kind of rapid fire here, I got Middleton staying with the Bucks. I got Jeremiah Grant. I think he can go ahead and go get paid, and maybe when Fred leaves, go to the Raptors, be a scoring option as far as a wing for them. And then I got Nikola Vucevic. I see him going to like the Clippers, being that big man that could play defense, also stretch the floor for them that they've never really had since they had Kawhi and Paul.
Who are they giving up?
They have other pieces on the roster that they would have to give up, and he's
They
a
got
free
lot
agent.
that they could give up.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It has to be a sign and trade.
They got a deep roster.
Yeah, they definitely can make some moves to free up cap space even. And if I'm not mistaken, they might have 2 or 3 expiring contracts, including Russell Westbrook. But for me, Jeremy Grant, one of my favorite players, most versatile player in the league. You can argue. I think he'll be on the Mavs. All right.
Yeah, you got some weird favorite players. I ain't gonna lie to you, Draymond, Jeremy Grant. But go ahead, man.
It's the eye for the guy who do anything to win, and I love it. Be able to be versatile. They're not the guy per se, but Jeremy Grant any given night can drop about 25 plus. Jeremy Grant has the ability to score from inside or out. Jeremy Grant on the Mavs would be way better than a traditional big because his versatility. It reminds me of Vanderbilt, sort of on defense, but as offense, he's another level because he can do it off ball or on ball. And putting him with Kyrie and Luka, I really like it. He knows how to play well around other stars. He played with the Joker for a little bit. I think he also played with Joel for a little bit. So he's been around.
All right. So let's wrap this up. 32 teams in 10 weeks. We got the Raiders, the Falcons, the Panthers, and since the Panthers have traded up to the number 1 overall pick, we'll start it off with them.
I'm gonna take a drink out of that Panthers cup because it's just a flashback. I went to this game.
Yo, I didn't even realize that. I did not realize that. What the hell?
Yo, Don.
Yeah.
See when I wear the hats, I just like hats. So I got
it was a free cup.
I got the
Jesus.
Free cup, okay. And I seen them go against the GOAT. I'm so glad that he retired last year.
Where you got that cup from, Jimmie?
The game, the Panthers and the Buccaneers game last year. This is what I'm saying. I was able to see the GOAT, even though they lost, but then he redeemed himself in week 18, beating those same Panthers.
Y'all some nasty boys. What y'all be doing?
What y'all be doing with a free cup, man? What do you want to recycle it?
Yo, come on. You can just throw it in. You can just throw it up in the cabinet.
Yo, Don, he sat in the stadium with a fitted. He had a Tampa fitted on in a Panthers cup in his hand in the stadium.
Y'all two, man? I don't know what y'all two, man.
Oh, man.
When you're backing this guy, there's not much that can taint the experience, okay?
Jeez.
So I can drink out of this cup knowing that we beat their ass in week 18 in order to spoil y'all's prediction as far as the Panthers making the playoffs, okay?
Jeez.
So as far as those Panthers, flashing back, I believe all they needed was a quarterback in that game. And I would have really been looking at my brother Jaden like, damn, y'all ready to go yet? Because it was nip and tuck. The game wasn't a complete blowout. The score didn't indicate how bad they really beat the Bucks that day. But
you a Panthers fan?
No, hell no. I was a Buck fan because Tom Brady, but I'm not.
No, I'm talking about your brother.
Oh no. He like talking shit. But anyway, as far as the number 1 receiver being gone, that to me is the biggest problem in this whole trade. But I love making the move. This is what I want the Colts to do. But now look what the Panthers are doing. I love to see it. Charlotte's very close. Maybe we'll see Bryce Young. Maybe we'll see CJ Stroud. Now, I believe it should be Young because that offensive line isn't what we think it is. Their run game is better than their pass game, and that's due to their line. I think the running backs they can pick up someone who's looking to get paid and overpay a little bit. They don't really have the best salary cap. It's very much so below average. But I think trading DJ Moore might open that up some more. I believe they should get Mike Gesicki from the Miami Dolphins, a bigger target at tight end to help the young quarterback coming in, lean on that run game, but also get the guy who's closer to the improviser. Get Bryce Young. I believe he has more upside when it comes to looking past this 4-year window after the rookie contract. I believe Stroud is going to have a good situation built around him. And the Panthers, not saying that they can't build a good situation, but you don't necessarily need it in this division. I think you need the winner. And I believe Bryce Young is closer to a winner. I believe in the Alabama system. And I believe that this receiving core needs someone who can help them run better routes and longer routes. And Stroud, I'm not saying that he can't improvise. He's more closer to Justin Herbert's and to Joe Burrow, where he can do it. But I'm looking for someone like a Caleb Williams or Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, where it's like, oh, let's make sure he don't do it, because when you're allowed to run multiple routes on the back end, it makes the job for the receivers that much more easy and much more difficult for the defense. So I believe they need in this free agency to try to free up some cap space. They already released my man linebacker Wilson for 3.6 mil to save cap space. So I think they're restructuring Shaq Thompson's contract right now. Marshall Jr. is their best receiver, and that's just not going to be able to do. I think they should try to go after an elite talent on a perimeter to take the top off at least to complement that run game for play action purposes. So I believe this team can do a little bit of something. They have a solid defense that they can hang their hat on in a division where the offenses aren't too potent. The most you're looking at is Derek Carr and maybe the Falcons if you get a quarterback who could complement the weapons with Pitts and London. So I believe if you can't grab OBJ, it's pretty much over with for this year because your number one receiver, I don't know where it's going to come from, but if they continue to free up cap space and people want to play with whoever they draft, I think this could be something nice for this Panthers franchise.
Yeah, I'd be really happy if they just pick Anthony Richardson, but
I'm sure you would.
but that's just me. That's just me. Doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't, because you just a hater. Jesus. I ain't never see somebody want. I ain't never see somebody want to hate on other teams in their division so much. Like, Jesus. You even see Jimmie, he be big enough. I would go for the Jets if Tom Brady goes there. Like, bro, like, why you can't show that type of love for the teams in your division?
Nah, we don't move like that out here. That's the enemy, man. That's the enemy. What you got down the Raiders?
Raiders. Y'all got the number 7 overall pick. I mean, y'all need a quarterback to start off with anything else. And, with the Panthers going up and trading for that number 1 pick, that leaves, like, it's not in your hands anymore to trade up and try to get the best possible quarterback. So, with that being said, I believe that y'all go out here, y'all test the market on Lamar Jackson. But then y'all circle back and then y'all go get Jimmie G because he's the cheaper option. And he has a relationship with Josh McDaniels. Also, they just cleared up another $7.5 million in cap space by restructuring Max Crosby's deal. I believe they need to go get offensive line help. And a lot of it, they need to go get Mike McGlinchey from the 49ers, or they need to draft some. Because at that number 7, they could get what's his name, Peter Skoronski, whatever, from Northwest. And after that, I think they also need to go out here and just fix every level on that defense. There's been rumors that they could trade for Darius Slay. I would like that. They could go out here. They could go get Tremaine Edmonds. I would like that also. And then they also need to shore up that wide receiver depth. Yes, you have Renfro. Yes, you have Adams. But after that,
what's his name? Actually not bad.
He's straight.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
That light skinned guy.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And his name like Hollins or something like that.
Yeah, I'm about to look it up.
But they got him. But
690 full tubs.
I would rather go get like a DJ Chalk, somebody that's not gonna cost that much. I like I. I like DJ Chalk. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think he was a good receiver, like 2 years ago or so. So with these moves, and you bought back Josh Jacobs, and you franchise tagged him. So I believe with these moves, I don't think y'all gonna be a playoff team. Let's not get that. Let's not get that too hyped up about this. But I believe with these moves, y'all can be a competitive team more than what y'all was this year. I believe another year under the Josh McDaniels system, and also leaning on Josh Jacobs. He was their bell cow last year. It wasn't some old wide receiver that some people like to try to say he's the number one receiver in the league anymore. So with all that being said, I think you make these moves. The Raiders, they'll be the third best team in their division.
Okay. Um, damn, I just love how you just poo-poo the Broncos like that.
Bro, you got too much faith in the Broncos.
I got faith in Sean Payton in the
Oh,
staff.
jeez. But yet you
The
got them winning
Broncos.
7 games.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. That division is tough. Like, that division is real tough.
we said that last year, and all of them laid over and let the Chiefs smack that ass.
It took,
Let.
Broncos underperformed, and the Raiders lost a lot of close games.
And the Chargers blew both games to the Chiefs also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
let.
man, the Atlanta Falcons. Man, oh
Gotta,
man.
gotta give a
Honestly,
clap for this one.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, Jimmie,
don't.
let's see the mysterious name he says coming to the Falcons now.
oh no.
I don't know. I can tell you, I don't know because we need a lot. We need a lot, and we're in a weird position because we don't have a sure quarterback. We don't know what Desmond Ritter is at this time. It's not you can't say he's trash. He only played 4 games. Um, so you got Desmond Ritter. You have solid pieces as far as a weapon. You hope that Drake London can be a number one. I think he can because he had 900 receiving yards and barely had a quarterback. Kyle Pitts barely played all year, so Kyle Pitts gets a healthy third season, right? He's coming into his third season after having 1,000 yards his rookie year. You don't know what Tyler Algier will be. He showed his rookie year that he was very capable of getting the job done, but you got to show a level of consistency year two. The pass rush is horrible. The defensive backs are horrible. You at least got a piece in Grady on the D line, but you got to get him help. They signed back Lorenzo Carter. I think that's a versatile pass rusher. And I think we were going to the 4-3 system from with the defense coordinator from the Saints. The good thing about it is that with the Saints, I believe he has with the Saints organization as him as the D coordinator, they've led the league in sacks since he's been the D coordinator with the Saints as total since combining all his years there. So that's a good sign. Obviously, I think we'll sign Jesse Bates. I think Falcons are going to go all in on Jesse Bates. So you bring in a solid piece there. Richie Grant actually played very well last year. Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant, they were young. This is the first time they've ever started in the NFL. So you bring in a veteran like Jesse Bates. Hopefully, he's able to impact them there. AJ Terrell is a good piece. They'll probably bring back Isaiah Oliver for the nickel corner. We're probably going to cut Casey Hayward. And as far as the draft, I don't know which route they should go because there's a lot of good corners. You get the quarterback from Oregon. You can pick the O lineman from Northwestern, or they can go out and get Lamar. Like who knows what really they're going to be doing. And honestly, I think the only solid piece I can say that they will do is get Jesse Bates. Other than that, because we need a receiver. So you either got to pay all the money for Jacoby Myers or you got to settle for the sixth best receiver that's really out there. And who is that? I mean, because you're not going to get OBJ. You're not going if you don't get Jacoby. I doubt DJ Chark is going to come to Atlanta.
Juju,
there's already rumors that they say he's going to stay in KC. So you got to find a way to get another receiver in the draft. But after the second round, I mean, besides the guy from Tennessee, Jordan Addison from USC, Quentin Johnson from TCU, who else is there? And Jackson Hayes from Ohio State. These are all damn near first round draft picks. So it's not in the second round. You're probably gonna have to go for pass rush if you don't get that in the first round. So there's a lot of holes on this roster here. I don't know really where to go. I don't
you sound too positive.
I don't, because we're not re-signing Caleb McGarry, so we need a right tackle. We need another receiver.
Real quick question.
Help.
Is Caleb McGarry good? Because I heard that some Bengals fans might want him.
He's a good run blocker, and he's been horrible.
What about passing?
I think they ranked him I think his overall grade was like 66%.
We don't need him.
Yeah, but his run blocking was a 93.
I don't care about running.
But that's why we were the number 3 rushing offense in the league, because he contributed to that. So with Atlanta, I don't know what they're gonna do. I just know that we're gonna get safety help, and that's pretty much it. Got to resign Rashard Evans. As far as the middle linebacker, he played very well for us this year, and yeah, man. So it's either Lamar or we. I don't know.
They don't sound like they too sold on your quarterback. I heard they had meetings with Stroud, Levis, and Richardson.
You got to do that, man.
No, you don't. You don't.
You do. That's just doing your due diligence. Like
the Cardinals not out here doing that.
Why would
Yes, because if you have a guy, you don't have to do that.
Jimmie, I'm not gonna let him start. He knows he just said some bullshit.
If you have a guy, you don't have to do that.
Just pay Kyler. Why would you go out there and talk to other quarterbacks?
Exactly. If you have a guy, if what is his name, Ritter showed that he was going to be this exceptional quarterback, I guarantee you they would not be thinking like, oh, we need to go out here and look at the quarterback.
No, you have to do that no matter what. If you have a top draft pick, you got to go talk to the quarterbacks.
That's not true. That is definitely not true. Because if you have, like, say, okay, God forbid, say Patrick Mahomes got injured last year and he was out the whole year. Do you think the Chiefs are going to be sitting here interviewing quarterbacks just because they have the number 1 overall pick? No.
You don't do that.
That's my point. If you have a guy, you don't go out here and look at a quarterback position. Just, bro, all you got to do is just say Ritter is not that guy yet, and we can move on.
On that note, folks, hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm not going to let Don get me going for another 30 minutes. And, hey, this was a great episode.
Bro didn't even throw over 1,000 yards, Jimmie, and he that guy.
Great episode. He played 4 games. Great episode. I see y'all didn't like my JJ Riddick take, but it's all good, man. Duke Nation. Like,
you are a homer. You call me a homer. You are a homer.
Like, share, subscribe, YouTube, IG, TikTok, Facebook. We are on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, and video on YouTube. You guys already know. Until next time, peace.
We out.
It's that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like a slowly get take paper to make paper. So I'm speaking from this loose leaf. Damn. I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private. Bring back the monster, the one that you keep locked in. Shit, I ain't gotta score the points. Look at John Stockton. I put my niggas on just so they can make a profit. But for now, I ain't get up and play that monster in the closet.